Those have been made public, but the Milwaukee Police Department is asking that anyone with information about this crime reach out to them immediately. You can do so by calling the Milwaukee Police Department at 414-935-7360. To remain anonymous, you can submit a tip by contacting Crime Stoppers at either 414-224-TIPS, or you can use the P3 Tips app.
This was the news update on 1017 The Truth. The Tori Lowe Show is next here on the new 1017 The Truth.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Tori Lowe with his truth.
The family of Breon Green, who died in the Milwaukee County Jail, demands transparency from the sheriff's office. In June, Green was taken to jail by the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office from the lakefront shortly before 6 p.m., and by 7:21 p.m., Green was found dead. Family members are demanding the release of the video footage showing what happened to Green after his arrest. The mother said the footage hasn't been provided to the family or their lawyers. In the situation of Joel Acevedo, a judge has ruled video footage showing the death of Joel at the hands of Milwaukee police officer Michael Mattioli could be released. However, images of the former officer will be blurred to protect his rights to a fair trial, and this was done by Milwaukee Circuit Court Judge William Pokin. Acevedo, 25, died April 25th, 2020, 6 days after being held in a rear-naked chokehold for 11 minutes and 20 seconds. He was at a party at Mattioli's home when he reportedly got into a situation that led to the strangling. Both of these families want transparency. I say, let them see the videos. Justice for Joel Acevedo, justice for Breon Green, and we will continue to fight for transparency for these families.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Tori Lowe Show weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
This is 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris, and the time is now, Milwaukee. You know, perspective is essential. What I found is the news behind the news is more important. I want you to leave my show with a sense of knowing what was missing that adds depth to the conversation. Tune in Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. on the new 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, or 1017thetruth.com.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by American Family Insurance. Milwaukee Black Talk.
We need each other.
That's facts.
I need my sisters. I need my brothers out here.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and for all the bootlickers, may you die 1,001.
The place for the realest conversations.
Tori, you want all the action or you want all the smoke? Oh, this thing. I'm with all that smoke too, man.
I didn't see Ron Johnson. He trash. Chisholm is trash. How the hell you here to help us and your kids are dying in the street?
I understand that this is Milwaukee and everybody believes that if someone say something, it's snitching. It's not.
I don't care if it's the pastor. If you see the pastor ain't acting right, you check that fool. Where's the results?
Talking topics that need to be highlighted and discussed in our communities.
Would you trade places with a Black person?
Sure, no, I would not.
Have you ever said the N-word? Come on, be the truth. We on the truth.
Unfiltered and unfazed. This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth and the Truth app.
The reason I believe the racism is getting worse is because whites know that they will be outnumbered in about 20, 21 years. They're going to be outnumbered.
Hey, Tori, man. How are you doing, brother? I'm actually from India. We brown people can totally relate with you. Sometimes it's like, did that just happen to me? We have to not let the government mind us either.
That cop ain't never been brought to the public because he ain't normal, and he may not even exist no more.
Say no more. Release the video.
You know, you keep on doing what you're doing, man. You're going to take over this talk radio, man. Just keep on focusing on what you're focusing on. I wish you a lot of love.
God bless you, brother.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Tori Lowe.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tori Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go.
Let's go!
We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tori Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tori Lowe. Tori Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio downtown at the Avenue, and I'm here for the action.
Ain't nothing but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
Hey, how you doing, Benjamin?
Amazing.
And how y'all doing out there in Radio Land, Truth Nation? Hometown Music Thursday, hosted by Benjamin on the Tori Lowe Show. And, we have an artist in the building. Genesis Renji. Genesis, like in the Bible.
Yes, sir.
Genesis Renji.
Yes, sir.
How do you get a name like Genesis Renji?
I am God's gift to humanity. No.
Hey.
No.
Tell it.
Genesis came from when I did music as a kid and even poetry. I'm my mom's firstborn child, the first of my name.
That's what's up.
First son. So that's where Genesis came from. Then I tried to Google myself when I was a kid in high school, and then I ain't find me until like the 23rd page of Google. So I was like, all right, we got to fix this. And I had to add like a last name for myself. And then Renji is a common name in Japanese culture and a lot of anime. And my cousin, who was a graphic designer at the time, he was making characters, and he would name us and other cousins different characters. So he named mine after the Renji character from the Bleach anime, and I just put it together. We got Genesis Renji, and hey, we've been running with it.
That's what's up.
Now my name show up immediately on Google. Picture and all that.
Oh, wow. Hey, look, check this out. Now, you from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yes, sir.
East side.
East. Straight off Keith. Yeah.
How long you been in the game?
Ah, man, a nice little minute. I started my label, The House of Renji, in 2013. Yeah, so we just celebrated 10 years. In February, we did a collaborative celebration fundraiser with the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music to help celebrate that. And I've been full time since 2016, I think. 2016, 2017. So like 6-7 years just making just music, and that's what pay my bills, and that's what keeps me alive. So
hold on, wait a minute. So you living off music right now?
Yeah.
You know how hard it is for artists to really turn their
music and the grace of God
into profit. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean, I was in a rock band for 6 years, so I was
see, and you had to split the money.
Hey, look, I had to split it 5 ways, right? But we came out the garage. We had an advantage.
Yeah.
They was paying us thousands just off the top. As soon as we got together and got out.
See,
so
we blessed with the advantage.
Yes, it was live. I didn't know that America was made for live bands. So I went around back. That was back in like, man, I don't even want to say the date. It's like back in the early 2000s, you know.
Oh, that ain't bad.
But
that's when the best music came out.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So we was going around. We was getting plenty money. Like, it was crazy. I don't even want to tell the story. Oh no, it was crazy.
Right, don't say we had a band house.
We want the IRS. Yeah, we don't want none of that to happen. But at the end of the day, what are you seeing right now in the culture? What are you adding to the music right now?
The dominance and really the belief in independence. Like, we see year over year now, we see in the market share of just independent musicians grow more. Mm-hmm. And it's a small percentage. It's like 1 or 2% year over year, but that matters, especially in this day and age, in this era where technology is helping advance the creative process. You able to reach more people now. You able to create more frequently now, and you can literally have your own niche audience, and that can be the people that feed you for so long. Because I'm pretty sure you remember the mixtape eras,
right?
Early 2000s, you know what I'm saying, 2010s. Folks down in Texas was just living off of mixtapes, CDs. I remember one of my homies
was making a lot of money down there.
A lot of bread. Like, that's all you doing. So now we back in that, not that exact same era, but that same feeling and dominance where you can literally be in one region or one area of wherever you from. And as long as you got that following and community behind you, you can just make music for them, and you can take that money and build you a bigger lifestyle and go on and do whatever you want. I mean, we didn't seen it a million times before.
Right. And I think a lot of Midwest artists, especially from Milwaukee, when we talk about monetizing the music, you know, it's so many different avenues right now.
That's the other thing, too. A lot of people don't realize where the money's at, dog. Like, we were so many. I mean, even I'm, like, constantly remembering and constantly reminding myself and having to unlearn and relearn, like, what they sold us isn't the way that it's got to be. You know what I'm saying? To get to whatever level you want to be in this industry, you don't have to do it the way that they constantly put on TV or in front of us, where it's, you got to run to a deal, or you got to make this type of music, or you got to live this certain type of life. I mean, I'm getting big into the sync game now, the music licensing game, where you're making songs to get them premiered on TV shows or get them placed in movies and things like that.
That's what I was doing. You know, back then, a lot of people don't know.
That's where the bag at now.
That's definitely where the bag is. Commercials, documentaries.
Yeah, but then it's also, too, you got to learn, and I try to tell artists this now, it's like, it's not good enough to just be talented anymore. You need to learn a skill. I remember during the pandemic, because I was living in D.C. with my pops at the time. So during quarantine, I'm talking to people online. I'm like, hey, y'all need to pivot. Like, during this pandemic, you got to come out of here with something else.
Right.
Because the world's going to change, bro. We knew that. We saw that going into it. We see it now that we out of it. I remember telling folks, I'm going platinum in the pandemic. That don't mean I'm selling them a million records or nothing, but it means I'm coming out of here winning some type of way. And the pandemic was what pivoted me into getting placements and getting into the sync game a little bit more. So
that's amazing, because a lot of people, they're still trying to go to old routes. Or let me do a show. Let me sell my CD out here. I mean, it's an elevation right now where independent artists is, due to the fact that they have multiple, platforms where independent artists can thrive now.
Yeah.
And you don't even need all of the platforms. You need one.
You just need one and that's the thing too. So it's like over the last 3 years, I've been working on this formula, right? And I think I almost got it perfected.
You didn't crack the code.
I didn't crack the code. I think I didn't crack the code. And it started with my last EP entitled Eden, right? Eventually Dreams Ended Nightmares. That was the entire process of that project, was to be intentional. It was like, hey, everything we doing got to have a purpose. It shouldn't be just because we want to do it. So from there, it was intentionality. The last year was consistency for me, because it was, all right, my marketing people was like, you got to get your content up. You have to have a bigger digital fingerprint. You have to be more just on social media a lot more than you have been. I'm like, cool. So last year was all consistency. One of my homies who's a marketing genius, he was like, hey, you have great cover art. You a great musician, da-da-da-da-da. He was like, the thing you was missing in your last project, there was no continuity. There was, every time I looked at something visually from you, it didn't tie back into your album art, which was amazing album art, which is what separated you from everybody else.
Right.
So now the focus this year is continuity. So I feel like that's really the equation right there. That's game, y'all. I'm letting y'all know.
Hey, you dropping
You got
gems.
intention. You pair intention with consistency and continuity. Make sure everything is tied in together. You're doing it frequently on a frequent, consistent basis, whatever consistency is for you. And they have that purpose behind it, you can't lose, bro. You can't lose.
Truth Nation, I'm in the building with Genesis Renji.
Yes, sir.
From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, on the east side. And we got a couple records from you. We got a couple records from you.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna
I'm
hear
back
a freestyle from you.
I'm a really freestyle, not like come in with a written verse. I'm a like off the dome freestyle.
Hey, look, we gonna be in for a treat, Truth Nation. When we come back, we'll be talking to Genesis Renji. Hometown Music Thursdays, hosted by Ben Jammin. Stay locked in right here on Tory Low.
What's up, Truth Nation? It's your girl, Carrie Noni here to officially announce my new role at The Truth as digital content journalist. I am so excited for this role because I'll be creating content centered around everything Milwaukee, the real Milwaukee, such as our events, our businesses, our people, and their stories that don't usually get to be told or recognized. So make sure you're following 1017 The Truth on all of our social media as I take you on the journey of discovering more about the pieces that make up the core of this beautiful city.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Sherwin Hughes with his truth.
When surveyed, people who live in metro areas are concerned about one thing and almost one thing exclusively, and that's crime. Since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have been concerned with violent crime. Teaming that up with warmer temperatures as summer approaches, the concerns are very real. Typically, violent crime is something that we associate with neighborhoods. But when violent crime hits downtown, its effects seem to be particularly pervasive. These are gathering places for social interaction. We want those places to be distinctly crime-free. Not to mention, when a criminal activity takes place in neighborhoods, it may not make the news, but if something happens downtown, then it will make the news every single night, therefore increasing the perception that violence downtown is actually on the uptick, when in fact, it is being reduced. Now, there are less people downtown because offices are not renewing their leases, and there's less white-collar workers that are going to work downtown every single day, which makes it seem like the prevalence of things like homelessness is actually on the increase when it is not. There's just less people downtown making such prevalence even more apparent. To get crime under control, we have to be much more proactive, which it seems our Wisconsin legislature does not want to be. If we are able to make the necessary investments led by the people in the city of Milwaukee, we can make crime decrease in every single measurable category. Unfortunately, lock them up and throw away the key is not the way to go. We saw this with the 1994 crime bill, and lo and behold, 20 years later, we saw how incredibly and intensely racist that piece of legislation was. Because we're all very concerned about crime, let's not repeat the mistakes of the past and lock people up and throw away the key and think that is going to be the answer that we're all seeking.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's the Tory Low Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Don't know what they into. Hanging out the window, money on my man, like I switch the tempo. Up there like
you know what it is, Truth Nation. Hometown Thursdays, hosted by your boy Ben Jammin. Live from the Tory Low Show. Genesis Renji in the building.
Hanging out the window, money on my man, like I switch the tempo.
Gotta keep that ski mask on you. It's not just when it's cold outside.
She asking my name like she wants.
Shut up, 414, let's go.
They froze, acting like and they talk on the low. Respect is ain't giving, your is chose. You ain't the type who gon' get what he owe. I done been low, but I'm back up again. I had to rack up and stack up the wins. I had to reshape the circles I'm in. We know you only as good as your friend. I got some money to dump, numbers to punch. I make a call and they coming for lunch. Packing the bag like we out on the run. Taking the flame like we chasing the sun. Gave him the keys, be watching watching and hating on me. Talking about everything they ain't achieve. Hard to believe you was just on the team. Don't know what they into. Hanging out the window.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Hometown Music Thursdays. Hosted by your boy Benjamin in the building. Hey, look, we got Genesis Renji in the building.
The GOAT.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin representative.
Yes, sir.
East side.
East.
That song we just heard, it's called Ski Mask.
Yes, Ski Mask.
Explain the art. Explain.
Man, I'm going to keep it real
Explain this
with
picture to us.
So, you know them scenarios where artists be like, oh, I just named the song after the title of the beat.
Oh, wow.
That was one of them rare moments for me, honestly. And it was like, hey, you know what? I don't even know what I want to name this song for real. I don't mind calling it Ski Mask because that's what, like,
that's what it came to you in the file.
I don't name my songs until they actually get completed because I don't want to like sway what I'm going to make any type of way. But we had kept referring to the song the Ski Mask for so long. I was like, we just going to roll with that. And I was
Play
like,
that Ski Mask.
Yeah, you know, and I got
because that was the name of the file.
I went and got a custom ski mask made with the blue R on the side of it. I got, we got some other photos I haven't dropped from that shoot yet to show that. Some merch on the way for that song, but really that song is just me just talking my stuff, man.
Right.
Hey, I don't know what you into. Hanging out the window, money on my mental. I can switch the tempo, bro. I can turn it up, slow it down. It's literally whatever I want it to be. And the whole energy of that record for me is Joker hanging out the window in Dark Knight. Like, that's how I be feeling.
Okay.
That's it. So
that's what influenced the record, Genesis?
Yeah.
I love that. You know what, Genesis? You know one of the reasons we have Hometown Thursdays?
Talk to me, brother.
It's for artists, to come in, showcase their craft. All right?
I do what I can. I'm happy to be here. I'm just happy and honored to be here. That's it.
So, Genesis Renji, I got one question for you.
What's good?
Are you ready?
Woo! Let's get it.
All right, then. You know what it is, Truth Nation. It's Hometown Thursdays, hosted by your boy Benjamin. Live on the Tory Lowe Show. Genesis Renji in the building. Let's go.
Yeah. Tyler just dropped that deluxe. I was like, I love this beat. I had to begin it. What a day. What a day. Yeah. Hey, like, what a day. What a day. So much I could say. So much on my mind. I've been here for years. I done gave them time. 10 after 10. I do it again. If they give me 20, I know that I'ma win for sure. 100 million on my mind. I need a dime or two. 100 million on my mind. There's so much I can prove. 100 million on my mind, there's so much I can do. Woo! Moments that I always win, but nights I thought I'd lose. But who am I to cap? I mean, it was spoken over me. I knew I'd always rap. Even doing poetry, I knew they couldn't flow with me. I needed arenas, what else could they show me for? Like,
Genesis!
Hey, I didn't really hit the Fiserv. I done did Summerfest. Why did they lie for them? Why they ride for them? I give them reasons to. Me and Brock, we got placements every season too. I just got my boy D on Bel Air. It ain't nothing, might pop a bottle of Bel Air.
Hey.
We going crazy now. They say it's crazy how that boy from the mill do everything he said he would and said he could. I'm straight up off of Keys with it. Ask me where I'm from and I be screaming East
Where
with
you
it.
from?
Born in D.C. with it. Like right outside Naval Base type vibes. But hey, shout out to my mom and pops. Did everything that they could and did everything that I ought to do to make them proud. I do my best. Sometimes it ain't good enough, but I always try again and try again. Moments that I thought I'd die, man, there I go. Freestyling. Again and again, I make it again and again. We just here and we win. Yeah. Right off the dome, you know what I'm saying? We don't do that pre-written.
Hey, look, that was definitely a freestyle.
That'd be hard. I might go and like actually write to that now and record it and drop it or something.
That's what's up.
Who knows?
Nah, it sounded like you really already was in the pocket for it.
It's just because I freestyle so much everywhere I go. Because my mind had always been, I'm gonna be on Sway one day, and I can't be up there doing written. Like
you talk about the 5 fingers of death.
Yeah, I really gotta go in.
You think you can do 5 fingers?
I could do 5 for sure. If y'all picked 5 right now, I could do 5. Like that's nothing.
What?
I'm like that, bro.
Load it up, bitch.
I freestyle everywhere on any and everything. You can switch the beat on me and not tell me, and I promise you I'm gonna smoke it, bro. I'm like that for real. I'm really like, yeah. See,
why
they do that? Why you do that? I'm gonna keep bragging.
I can test this right now. I mean,
we can literally do this. No matter
you
the
know
beat,
what?
the genre. I'm gonna freestyle on any and everything, and I'm gonna find a pocket.
You know what? Because I love a good MC. I love MCs. I love the confidence. I love the bravado. I love the art form.
I'm an MC.
You know, and this has been a monumentary moment right now here in The Truth. On The Truth, we just had dropped 2 new shows, one of them being Truth Be Told, you can listen to from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And we also have Nothing But The Truth with Melanie Ricks. All right, and one instrumental. Oh, very good people, beautiful soul. You know what I'm talking about. But with that being said, because we play this instrumental all the time, I want to see if you can actually rip the jump off beat.
Oh, come on, let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, you gotta start this with the Harlem Shake.
Oh, don't Harlem Shake on.
Hey, talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Let's go.
They like, Jen, make it bounce. Told them what it was, Jen in the house. 10 years in, I started my label. So what they said, they better respect the house, the house of Renji. Most of y'all don't offend me, a lot of y'all gonna commend me. They tell me that I'm the greatest, dang. If I'm the greatest, that mean I put in my hours and I was doing this like day to day. I done put 10,000 in, I mastered this. Everybody talking to me. I'm an advocate, so I'm sliding this. You know, I'm sliding the numbers. I can count it up, then dump it. That's deposits and withdrawals. Money on call. I hit the bank before this. Still sick about it. I gotta go pay my chiropractor after this. Make sure I'm aligned, you know, chakras and everything. I'm gonna make it jump, make it bounce one time, make it talking to her house like, what? Okay, back again. Had to find my flow again. I go again. They ask a lot of questions. They don't know it's him.
Oh,
it's GN, baby. He a GEN, baby. I be going too crazy. Give me what's up? What else? What else?
What he said? What else? Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. You definitely did rip on that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Truth Nation, we getting it live.
I was trying to rap fast.
Genesis Renji in the building, Milwaukee,
the
Wisconsin.
hardest part is not cussing.
East side.
East. That's really the hardest part. The hardest part not cussing. Other than that, we straight.
Hey.
Genesis Renji, I got a question for you. Even when you say that, how did you even prepare for the media? Right when it comes down to having media training and know what to do, what to say when it comes down to being at a radio station. A lot of artists don't get this opportunity. So
okay, so I got
how are you so professional?
Two secrets, right? One is I'm a student of the game. I watch a lot of interviews. I watch a lot of moves. I study the history. I criticize a lot on some, okay, what would I do in this situation? And then I talk to myself a lot, bro. So I literally, like, since I was a kid, I would practice interviews in the bathroom, in the mirror. Okay, so Genesis,
you saw this coming.
How would you? This is the only thing I saw
coming.
You prepped it.
Hey.
Yeah, that's the only thing I saw coming. My life is manifested for me. I'm just catching up to all the blessings. That's it, bro.
Ooh, that's deep. Hey, how can everybody check you out, Genesis?
Y'all can follow me any and everywhere, all platforms, Genesis Renji, GenesisRenji, except Twitter, bump Twitter. They suspended me, so whatever.
I'm suspended on Facebook.
How'd that happen?
Long story.
Is it permanent?
I'm shadow banned for a long time.
You doing a bid right now? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm like permanently suspended from Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
how did that happen?
Man, I was talking 2K with the homie, and he was like, and I was like, bro, I'll bust you in 2K. I was like, no, you won't, bro. I'll bust you. And then I asked him, I was like, what year you got? And then they flagged. I didn't say them words specifically. Then they flagged me for it. And was like, this is hate speech. And then I was banned permanently.
Oh, wow.
I was like, this is crazy. But yeah, y'all can follow me any and everywhere at Genesis Renji. Google me if you want to see what I've been up to, what I've done in my life, or hit my website.
When's your next show?
GenesisRenji.com. Next show is Saturday at the Miramar, the Key Live, hosted by B Justice.
Oh, Godzilla B Justice. That's what's up.
Yeah. So that B Justice, the homie. That's B Justice recorded one of my songs when I was early in the game. This is years ago.
Salute to B Justice.
Yeah, that's the homie. So every time he asks me for anything, I'm like, we've been in this long enough. You got it, bro. Green light every time. So yeah, we at the Miramar for sure. 8 p.m. this Saturday. It's going down. It's going to be a nice collage of dancers,
and that
poets,
comes on
rappers, singers.
My 24.
Yeah, and then the performances get streamed afterwards. Yeah, so
hey,
he did his thing with that one.
Well, that's what's up. All right. Well, thank you for stopping in, Genesis.
Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Next time you get a vibe that you out here moving around, come through.
You know what?
Time Music Thursday.
I could do that. We got some things to brag about in a little bit. I could say it. I say it here. The next thing that's popping that's big for me is in that freestyle, and I said I got my boy D a placement. We got a song placed on this season of Bel Air, episode 9.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's airing on 420. The record's called Hush Money, so that's gonna drop on April 20th. I'll send it over to y'all early if y'all want it.
That's what's up.
Let's
We're gonna run that.
I can do the premiere or whatever. I'll shoot that over for sure. But
Genesis Renji, Truth Nation. Thank you for stopping through. Hey, when we come back, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Oh yeah.
You know what it is, Truth Nation. Ski Mask with Genesis Renji.
Hanging out the window, money on my mental, I can switch the tempo. Up there like crescendo, I can make 100 off an instrumental. I can make it rain every other day. Tell me what you into. She asking my name like she want the fame, but don't want the issues. Hanging out the window, money on my mental, I can switch the tempo. Up there like crescendo, I can make 100 off an instrumental. I can make it rain every other day. Tell me what you into. She asking my name like she want the fame, but don't want the issues. When I walk in, they froze. Acting like and they talk on the low. Respect isn't given, your is chose. You ain't the type who gon' get what he owe. I done been low, but I'm back up again. I had to rack up and stack up the wins. I had to reshape the circles I'm in. We know you only as good as your friend. I got some money to dump, numbers to punch. I make a call and they coming for lunch. Packing the bag like we out on the run. Taking the flame like we chasing the sun. Gave him the keys. Be watching and hating on me. Talking about everything they ain't achieve. I didn't believe he was just on the team. Don't know what they into. Hanging out the window, money on my mental, I can switch the tempo. Up there like crescendo, I can make 100 off an instrumental. I can make it rain every other day. Tell me what you into. She asking my name like she want the fame, but don't want the issues. Hanging out the window, money on my mental, I can switch the tempo. Up there like crescendo, I can make 100 off an instrumental. I can make it rain every other day. Tell me what you into. She asking my name like she want the fame, but don't want the issues. But say that she want to. I ain't got nothing for you when you come through.
Attention, attention. You can make a difference by joining the Serona Recovery Team. Serona Recovery serves youth and adults who seek assistance with their mental health and substance use recovery, including access to treatment, overall wellness, and assistance with finding and maintaining a place to live. Serona Recovery is currently offering a variety of positions such as case management, substance use, and mental health counselors, and more. To see a full list of positions and benefits, check out the careers page on their website at seronarecovery.org/careers.
Hey, this is Steve Scafidi for Educators Credit Union. Being a parent can be busy. We all know that. Mind and Money from Educators Credit Union provides an easy way for parents to pay allowance, assign chores, and teach financial lessons all from their phones or computer with no monthly fees. Children and teens can even receive their own debit card, and parents can set limits and track spending. It's a win-win and just another great perk of being a member. Learn more at ECU.com, federally insured by NCUA.
Truth Nation. It's Tory Lowe from 1 to 4. And I want you to download the 1017 The Truth app. Hey, because you know it's amazing.
Wow.
Hey, that's not bad, Sherwin. That's not bad, all right? But T-Lo, show Sherwin Hughes how it's really done.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe from 1 to 4. And Sherwin's impression may have been trash, but he's right. You can hear all our best interviews, Panthers basketball, and me bringing all the smoke by downloading the Truth app today in the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. And why should they download the app, Benjamin?
You want to know why, T-Lo? You want to know why they should download the 101.7 The Truth app? Because it's amazing.
All your favorite interviews and best moments live in one place. Download the new 1017 The Truth app now.
I love the Truth app. I like being able to go back and listen to old taping.
Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 The Truth.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. Hungry kids get sick more often and can struggle in school. It can be harder for them to focus and learn. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good, healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures.
We want to ensure that all of our kids have healthy meals every day.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping feed our kids.
To learn more about ending child hunger in America, Go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Greg Matzik. With a win tonight over the Chicago Bulls, the Milwaukee Bucks will lock down the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference playoff race. An appealing situation for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
It's a great feeling to play Game 7 at home. That doesn't guarantee you that you're going to win the game. Nothing, as I've said it multiple times, nothing is given. You have to earn every single thing, but playing a Game 7 at your house gives you better possibilities to be successful.
Bucks take on the Bulls tonight in Chicago. Hear the game on 620 WTMJ with coverage beginning at 6 o'clock. Afternoon baseball for the Milwaukee Brewers, looking for a 3-game series sweep of the Mets. The game airing on 620 WTMJ. Brewers have won 4 straight games and outscored the Mets 19-0 in the first 2 games of the series. This sports update presented by Associated Bank, proudly supporting our hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. It's time to see what's poppin' with Melanie Ricks.
Seven The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report by Melanie Ricks in the building.
Just joshing.
Hey.
What's goody?
This
beat is hard, but yes, the Bucks are hard too. Come on now.
Them Bucks have clinched the number 1 seed.
Come on.
Throughout the playoffs.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, Tory. I honest to goodness, I had a moment and I allowed myself to live in this moment, but then after I reminded myself the job's not fair. And I know the job's not fair until we are hoisting that trophy up in the sky, which shout out to MATC because the Bucks honored them last night because they won the championship this year as well. So big shout out. I feel like we don't talk enough about them. Shout out to MATC and the men's basketball team.
I had the coach on. Coach Casey on my show.
See, because you always go.
Hey,
make sure
I had
highlight.
Coach Casey on the show.
Come on.
And then I asked him, was they going to win it all? And he, we got that audio, and now he said he going to work on it.
Okay.
And he going to take it a little bit at a time, and they ended up bringing it home.
Listen, that's God right there, and I had to thank God. So, yeah, real quick, congratulations again to the MATC Stormers. The Bucks honored them last night during the game, which I thought was so dope. And the reason why what I was saying reminded me of that is because I remember, first off, watching them when they first came in the arena, and they were very excited to be there, of course, taking pictures and doing the thing. But then as they were coming down to be honored, they had their trophy, and one of them had it high in the sky so people knew what it was. And, a piece of the net was on there, and it was just so dope. And it gave me chills a little bit. I'm like, that's going to be us in a few months. Right. You feel me? But anyway, I had a moment, Tori. I got very emotional. Tears didn't actually fall from my eyes, but I had to hold them back a little bit because God is so good. And the fact that we're living in this time where, we're seeing such incredible basketball on display here in our own city. And God is good to me. I get to work with this organization and be a part of that and be in the thick of it. And
I believe that Bucks energy is just trickling out to everybody.
Come on now, Tori. You know how much good this does our city. You know how great it was for the city, for the community when the Bucks won that chip in 21. And I genuinely, in my heart and my soul, I really believe we are going to be the 2023 NBA champions. I truly feel that. But we got to take it a game at a time. We still got to finish the regular season. We got the Grizzlies at home on Friday. That's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see what Bud's rotations are going to look like.
Everybody?
Correct. I don't know.
I mean, we got the first seed.
So we're good. So
is that the goal of the regular season?
Yes.
Have we completed the goal?
We have mission accomplished. I mean, unless we're trying to hit a certain number of wins, which I don't think is the case, we're good. Sit them boys. You feel me? Let somebody else get some tick.
Grayson looked like he was kind of.
I don't know what's going on. He's dealing with some ankle issues. He obviously had that ankle sprain.
Right.
Pat with an ankle sprain in Washington. But this is the thing. We're going to rest up the fellas. We're going to make sure that they're ready.
Right.
And come either April 16th or 17th, because I do believe that's Saturday or Sunday of next weekend. That's when we'll start. And, of course, we'll be at home. We're going to be ready. And I'm excited.
Are we opening up the Deer District?
Oh, yes. I just don't know to what degree.
Right.
As I mentioned to you before, because, I try to give y'all the hot tea before it spills all the way.
Mm-hmm.
From what I have been told, I am not sure if the first round or two will be as built out as we have seen in the past. I'm thinking they may hold off just a bit in light of what happened last year.
Right.
I know that they're trying to be overly cautious, which I understand, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to still turn up in our own special way. And you already know we're going to get it popping. And that's what I really do appreciate about Milwaukee. We rally behind this team. Everybody understands that it's full crowd participation. It's like statewide participation. You know what I mean? This is worldwide. Like, we are giving these guys that energy that they need. Defense wins championships. I think that we're going to be facing some tough teams that have some excellent shooters. Defense is going to be huge for us. Rim protection is going to be huge for us. And I think
we have players that have made the NBA defensive team.
I think we have the defensive player of the year.
Right.
In Brooke Lopez. I genuinely do. I think we got the sixth man of the year in Bobby. I think that Drew Holiday is probably the most elite player on both ends. And then obviously we've got the most unstoppable player in the world. So we've got some heavy hitters, to say the least. And then, we've picked up a few more dogs along the way, i.e. Jay Crowder, who has some serious playoff experience. Of course, he's got that playoff mentality. He wants to be here. He wants to fight with us. You got Wes, who, by the way, Wes was crucial last night in the win over the Bulls. And it's funny because I think that we have so many pieces that contribute in ways that you don't even necessarily expect.
Right.
And they come up in these big moments, and it just goes to show this is a unit that's not only unstoppable, it's unbreakable. It's that brotherhood bond, and they all have one common goal.
And the chemistry is
chemistry is just off the charts.
It's off the charts. I mean, for the last 5 years, that program that they're building with the Bucks,
I know,
have just only gotten better and better and better.
And that's when I get emotional, Tori, because we've seen it. We've seen it from its seed. You know what I mean? We planted the seed, by building this beautiful new arena. And look at what we've done in the 5 years that it's been here. Tori, we went to the Eastern Conference Finals the first year that Fiserv Forum was opened. That's remarkable. The Warriors opened up a brand new arena, and I don't even remember how many games they won, but they were significantly under 500. You feel me? Not everybody opens up a new arena and the world just blossoms for them. Sometimes
and they
you struggle.
start taking notes.
Yes, they do.
The Deer District at one point was like, oh, what is this?
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody was talking about that.
Yes, they were.
The energy.
Oh, that went national,
Right.
the Deer District. People loved it. So we've got a lot of great things, but I appreciate you contributing to that positivity, because that's what I was feeling all of that last night. I'm just like, God is so good.
When I talk about the Bucks, it was times where I was wearing Bucks stuff and people used to look at me like, they don't win.
LOL.
I mean, I went through it. I mean,
know,
as
we
a
all
fan.
did. We all did.
But now we go around and, hey, if you paid your dues, we paid our dues as fans.
Right.
And taxpayers, I guess. You
Right.
could throw that in there. But at the same time, when you talk about the Bucks, we're proud.
Yes, we are.
Of our team.
Yes, we are. And how could you not be?
Yeah. I mean, and it's global. With Giannis.
Yeah.
Giannis is on Disney.
I
We had players before. I guess Ray Allen he got game or something like that.
Ray is really the only one I can think. I mean, and then Michael Ray was part of the Olympic team. Like, there are certain little people, but not little people, but you know what I mean.
Right. But when Giannis came along, I mean, he has a movie on Disney.
Come on.
He's really from Greece. I mean, Greece is really.
He's got a major shoe deal.
Right.
He's got these commercials. You know what I mean? He's a Google sponsor. Come on.
He made the Bucks like a global brand almost.
That part. Tori, there was a family at the game last night who literally traveled to Milwaukee, Wisconsin from Athens, Greece.
Oh, wow.
To go to a Bucks home game. I got chills.
Mm.
Like, that's where we're at right now. Athens, I was like, can I go back with you and go see what Athens looking like? Like, it's just wild. So I just feel very fortunate. But the job's not finished. You and I know that. We got a lot of work to do. We got 16 games that we need to win in the post.
I was told when you get to the top of one mountain, you're at the bottom of another one.
Literally.
We got the top of the regular season. Now we're at the bottom of the playoffs. We got to work our way up.
That's right. And we will.
Right.
So I feel really good about us. I think it's Bucks and 5. You know, I claimed that
Bucks and 5
a while ago, and I'm going to continue that. Because it's got to be 5 or 7 if we want to win the chip at home.
Right.
But obviously, we got to get through rounds 1, 2, and 3 first before we get to the finals. But we will be in the finals. We are going to win the NBA championship, and I do believe it'll be in 5. So I'm really excited about it.
Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more Pop Culture Report with Melanie Ricks. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Milwaukee, it's Denise Thomas.
And Telly Hughes from Truth Be Told on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
We want to make sure you join us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. for our Black Friday shout-out powered by We Energies.
Black Friday is your opportunity to call into 101.7 The Truth and shout out your Black-owned business and let Milwaukee know what you have to offer.
So hit us up every Friday at 8 a.m. to shout out your Black-owned business on Truth Be Told with DT and Telly.
This is your Financial Empowerment Minute on the new 101.7 The Truth, presented by Northwestern Mutual.
You know how it is. In the financial world, same way within the sales or whatever, there's always this idea that this is a one-time offer. If you do this today, then, you know, your whole life. And these sales will always come back. These things will always come back, opportunities. It's really important to try not to make financial decisions if you can the same day. Talk to some people that you respect, you care, you have high regard for. I think just not doing things the same day is important. It's so important you try to have at least a couple times in a month that you sit and think through your bills, okay, and where you're going. And another little small mindset hack that can work with this is to, before you make purchases, is this in line with my commitments? Right. But the question is, what are your commitments today? Well, same thing when you're purchasing things, right? You know, how is this decision going to be in line with my overall commitments or goals? It's just a little simple mind hack you can also do.
Tune into The Truth every month for our financial empowerment interviews with Northwestern Mutual.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no. So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning, the cap is loose on that catch-up.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. It's time to see what's poppin' with Melanie Ricks.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report brought to you by Melanie Ricks.
Ew.
Hey, what else is going on out here in these pop culture streets?
First off, I'm laughing because somebody asked what beat this is, because it is a crazy beat. I love this beat. I don't care. They make me want to start rapping right now. Hey, turn it up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. See, I knew you were going to. Hey, what's up? What's poppin'? You in that whip? I'ma hop in. Oh, yeah, just like that. We like that.
Ooh.
I know the bar was the same as your car, but that's okay. We going to Mars. Ooh, look, there's a star. Ooh. I'm a star? No, you're a star. Hold on, don't reach too far. Hold on, let's get back in this room.
Hey.
I said vroom. I said zoom.
Hometown Music
Hey,
Thursday.
The moon. No, just kidding. I'm stupid. My bars are so like elementary.
Melanie Ricks for Hometown Music Thursday. Pop Culture Report. Hey.
You feel me? Hey, real quick though, before we
Bucks
do get
energy in
into
the building.
Before we do get into some more pop culture, real quick, Zach, why am I obsessed with this song? I don't know if you're gonna be able to find a clean version. Ain't Gonna Answer, NLE Choppa and Wayne. If you could find a clean version, it's fire. Since it is Hometown Thursday, we on a music tip. If you don't mind, if you can find it, it's a very dirty. Like I literally can't even play a little bit of it because it's so dirty, and he doesn't have a clean version on Apple Music. Come on, let's go.
Don't be worried about what we be doing, making money. What they doing, hating on us, if they want it, take it from me. What the mother doing, I don't know, cause I don't stone them. Mind my business on my mama. I'm coming big booty, made a back up. So, shots out the switch, made them bag his man up. Say that she my private dancer. You can call her phone, but she ain't gon' answer. Go.
Man, what? Tell me that ain't got you turned. Come on!
Hey!
It's lit. Look at Zach. I'm like, let me find out NLE Choppa, one of my favorite rappers now. And then when Wayne come in, so he did the flick, his usual flick, and then when I say Wayne has the hardest bars, I don't care what anybody say. It's cute that y'all have other favorite rappers. Nobody comes close to Weezy F Baby. Please say the baby. But anyway, speaking of baby, Blueface Baby.
Here we go.
Krishan Rock, his may or may not be his baby, but whatever, his pregnant girlfriend.
Right.
This actually is not necessarily about her. It's about a mom who went viral. Tori, this mom threw her 2-year-old daughter a Krishan Rock themed birthday party.
Wait a minute. I mean, she threw the 2-year-old baby a Krishan Rock birthday. Did she dress her up?
Dressed her up, had the cake, had Krishan Rock's face on the cake, had accessories. Yes, this is real. Like themed.
Wow.
Yes. So we talked about this earlier.
What does she stand for? What is the
domestic violence?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ratchetry.
I mean, she's fighting,
Ghettoism.
punching domestic, toxic.
Neck tattoos, which I don't think there's anything wrong with the neck tattoo. I just don't know if I would condone somebody getting their man's whole face on their neck. Because it's like, why is he stamped on your body?
Well,
you don't need to do all that.
She put his face on her tooth.
Yes, she did.
But what I'm saying is, what do Krishan Rock represent?
Like I said, domestic violence, ratchetry, ghettoism. I think that this woman, more than anything, probably just wanted to go viral.
Okay.
But we
using her baby to get likes.
Which is so unfair because it's like, to your point, you asked such a great question. What does Krishan Rock represent? To me, it's such an indicator.
Drama,
right. It's such an indicator of how this mom, maybe is raising her daughter, which is very scary to me because I don't think any woman.
Maybe this is the way the mom can relate to Krishan Rock because of what she's dealing with her baby daddy.
It may be, but like, why would you want your children to go through that? Why do you want your children to idolize or look up to or even know a figure like this? Your 2-year-old should be having a Coco Melon party, not a Krishan Rock party. That doesn't even make sense.
Maybe the baby mama got a tattoo of her baby daddy on her neck.
It's got to be that. So my question, do you feel, because Krishan Rock is a public figure, do you feel like she should be mindful of the idea that she is somebody's role model? Or do you think she has every right to act however she wants because just because you're a public figure doesn't automatically make you a role model?
Well, I'll say this. Ratchetness is at the lead right now. Ratchetness is the music that they're making. They even say it's ratchet. So a lot of people are buying into this ratchet culture. I mean, it was like whole culture, Lil' Kim, Now it's ratchet culture. So Krishan is a part of that ratchet culture, toxic, ratchet, drama. Slap you in the face type. And I guess some people are buying into it.
Which is too bad because we've talked a lot about her antics with Blueface. I actually really do believe that it's all publicity driven. I think that it's a lot of, these are stunts that they're pulling. I don't think it's necessarily
she did
who
it
they
for TikTok.
I believe that. I don't think anybody is actually really living this way. At least I hope not.
Oh, there's some people that's out here about that.
Sorry, the celebrities. I don't think she's that dumb. I think she understands she's got too much to lose. But I hate that people are still looking up to these people.
All right, thank you for that pop culture report, Melanie Ricks, Truth Nation. When we come back, we'll open up the lines. We'll have more discussion. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Milwaukee, we are in the heart of the basketball season, and we have all the local hoops news you need to hear. Get your weekly smile on with our Nothing But the Truth basketball report, brought to you by Bouban Orthodontics. On Nothing But the Truth, we'll keep you in the loop on all the local Milwaukee hoops news, from high school all the way to the pros. So don't miss your shot to join in on the hoops talk by tuning into the Truth Basketball Report on Nothing But the Truth, right here on the new award-winning 101.7 The Truth, brought to you by Bouban Orthodontics, the official smile of the Milwaukee Bucks.
This is 101.7 The Truth's Tory Lowe, and I am Milwaukee. The Tory Lowe Show has become a resource for the community. I enjoy having open, on-air discussions about what we can do to regroup, rethink the black man, the black woman, and the black child. This show is about that action, and I want all the smoke. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the new 101.7 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
You're listening to the new 101.7 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 101.7 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269BL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melanie Ricks with your news update. A 39-year-old man is dead after the driver of a stolen vehicle fled a traffic stop and crashed into another car shortly after. Police said that shortly after 12:30 a.m. on Tuesday, officers tried pulling over a vehicle near South 27th Street and West Forest Home Avenue on Milwaukee's South Side. The driver of that car did not stop and fled instead, police said. Officers did not initiate a pursuit, but the fleeing car crashed into another vehicle 3 blocks away at the intersection of South 27th Street and West Lincoln Avenue. The victim was transported to a hospital but died of his injuries late Tuesday. The driver of the fleeing vehicle, a 28-year-old man, was arrested after a brief foot chase. Charges are pending with the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office said that 2 deputies were injured at Mitchell International Airport on Wednesday morning while trying to arrest a suspect. The Sheriff's Office said that deputies were called to the Avis rental facility around 3:50 a.m. for reports of an attempted vehicle theft. Deputies initiated a pursuit, and after a brief struggle and a taser deployment, the suspect was arrested. 2 deputies sustained non-life-threatening injuries during the struggle, and 1 had to be transported to the hospital. Authorities with the Milwaukee Police Department announced that a homicide investigation has been launched after a woman's remains were discovered at a home in the Lindsay Heights neighborhood on Tuesday morning. Up to this point in the process, details are limited as Milwaukee homicide investigators recover evidence and confer internally to learn more about the situation. However, authorities did confirm that they were alerted that a body was located in a home on the 2400 block of North 18th Street at around 10:46 a.m. on Tuesday, April 4th. The only identifying details announced are that the victim was a woman and she suffered injuries which were fatal in nature. No further details have been made public, but the Milwaukee Police Department is asking that anyone with information about this crime reach out to them immediately. You can do so by calling the Milwaukee Police Department at 414-935-7360. To remain anonymous, you can submit a tip by contacting Crime Stoppers at either 414-224-TIPS, or you can use the P3 Tips app. This was the news update on 1017 The Truth. The Tori Lowe Show continues next here on the new 1017 The Truth.
We need each other.
That's facts.
I need my sisters. I need my brothers out here.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and for all the bootlickers, may you die 1,001.
The place for the realest conversations.
Tori Lowe, want all the action? Or you want all the smoke? Oh, I'm with all that smoke too, man.
I didn't see Ron Johnson. He trash. Chisholm is trash. How the hell you here to help us and your kids are dying in the street?
I understand that this is Milwaukee and everyone believes that if someone say something, it's snitching. It's not.
I don't care if it's the pastor. If you see the pastor ain't acting right, you check that fool. Where's the results?
Talking topics that need to be highlighted and discussed in our communities.
Would you trade places with a black person?
Yeah, sure. No, I would not.
Have you ever said the N-word? Come on, be the truth. We on the truth.
Unfiltered and unfazed. This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
The reason I believe the racism is getting worse is because whites know that they will be outnumbered in about 20 to 21 years. They're going to be outnumbered.
Hey, Tori, man. How are you doing, brother? I'm actually from India. We brown people can totally relate with you. Sometimes it's like, did that just happen to me?
We have to not let the government mind us either.
That cop ain't never been brought to the public because he ain't normal, and he may not even exist no more.
Say no more. Release the video.
You know, you keep on doing what you're doing, man. You're going to take over this talk radio, man. Just keep on focusing on what you're focusing on. I wish you a lot of love.
God bless you, brother.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Tori Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tori Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tori Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tori Lowe. Tori Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio downtown at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 FM. Hey, welcome to the second hour of the Tori Lowe Show. And today we're going to stay right here in the city of Milwaukee. I usually try to make my way around the horn, but there are things that's going on in the city right here in Milwaukee that we got to pay attention to, Truth Nation. And I'm going to need y'all to tap in because this might affect you, okay? A new Wisconsin law allows cities to tow reckless drivers if they have unpaid fines. The city just has to enact an ordinance
that allows that new toll policy. The city of Milwaukee Alderman Michael Murphy says he's already has an ordinance in the works to introduce to the Common Council. Let's listen to what's going on with this new reckless driving law.
The Project Drive Safer team has been following a new law that takes effect tomorrow in the state of Wisconsin. It allows cities to tow reckless drivers' vehicles if they have unpaid reckless driving fines.
In fact, we told you last night at 10 the city of Milwaukee will introduce this ordinance at the next council meeting. Rebecca Clough checked in with other cities to see if they will enact it as well.
From West Allis to Greenfield, the feeling on reckless drivers is similar.
We have been dealing with way too many reckless driving complaints in all parts of the city.
In the city of Greenfield, on a daily basis, we pull over dozens and dozens of traffic violators.
Both mayors say they have wanted more legislation from the state that allows tougher penalties against reckless drivers. Monday, Governor Evers signed a measure that allows cities to enact an ordinance to authorize police to tow a reckless driver's vehicle if they have a prior reckless driving fine that hasn't been paid within the last 4 years. A driver then has to pay those fines along with the tow and impound fees within 90 days or they lose their car. Both mayors say they're excited for the law, but only consider it a step in the fight against reckless driving.
There are people that are just reckless and don't care. People that don't register their vehicles, that don't pay their tickets, that are driving after revocation, that aren't even licensed to drive or old enough to drive. This won't have much of an impact.
We contacted all 19 municipalities in Milwaukee County about this new legislation. Many communities say they're not ready to comment on their plans, but some communities, like Bayside, said they're too small and don't have enough resources to enact a tow policy. West Allis's mayor says even if this law doesn't solve reckless driving, it does put people on notice that they could lose their vehicles if they don't take accountability.
This is a good message to send that we're fed up with the reckless driving and we're going to do everything we can to fight it.
The mayor of West Allis says the city is writing an ordinance to introduce this new law that should be in front of the Common Council on April 18th. The mayor of Greenfield says his city is still working on writing one. Reporting in West Allis, Rebecca Clough, TMJ4.
Hey, look, salute to TMJ4 for that article. Look, I'm going to tell you this, they're saying that they can tow your vehicle if you have unpaid tickets. Now, we think it's the Kia boys that's reckless driving, but it's adults that's out here reckless driving as well. It's they mommy and daddy out here reckless driving. So that's why it's up and down the state. And I'm going to tell you this, they're going to definitely put it in Milwaukee because we have a huge issue in Milwaukee with reckless driving. They can't wait to put that in Milwaukee. And I'm for something to happen to reckless drivers. But I'm going to tell you this, what is deemed reckless driving now? Like, is it the people that's out here just, these people are acting reckless? Is it those people? Or is it if you swerving around a pothole? Because the city of Milwaukee streets, I had to swerve a couple times to avoid craters. I don't even call these potholes. I call them craters. I hit the pothole, and I'm just happy my vehicle was able to survive. And now it's people out here that you may have had a couple overnight parking tickets, you know what I mean? And you get out here and you swerve around one of these craters in the street, and you might be getting towed. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm for when it's the reckless drivers, things that happen to reckless drivers. But at what expense will it happen to the regular citizens that's you trying to get to work and you coming down Fond du Lac? And I know where I think it's like when I come to work, it's like 2 potholes that I avoid every day. I avoid the potholes. Like I swerve around the potholes. And I know it's other people that go that on their route to where they go every day. You got to swerve around these craters in the street. I think calling them potholes is like being nice. Really, these things, the roads shouldn't even have these things in the street. Whatever, they're like cracks in the ground, like earthquakes that took place and split the ground open. That's how big these things are. So all I'm saying is, here we go. Like, I'm for something to happen to reckless drivers. I'm gonna repeat it again. I want these people out of here. You know, the ones that, matter of fact, the other day, I saw 2 Kia boys riding around in a stolen Kia. And, you know, I looked in the car and they looked at like 12 and 13 years old. And I called and reported the license plate. The back window was busted. They had all the signs that it was a stolen vehicle. Somebody may have a vehicle over there by, I think that was 3rd and Brown. Somebody might have a key over there because that's where I seen them at. You know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you this. I'm hoping that it doesn't get petty. It doesn't get petty that it doesn't affect the ones that are regular citizens. I'm just hoping that it does not do that. But, hey, look, we got to do something. The reckless drivers are out of control. And in the article, you can hear that different townships have the option to enact the toll policy. So what if some townships like, we're not going to enact this? So it's not something that's going to be uniformed throughout the state of Wisconsin, because each township has a choice to enact this policy. So, but we definitely going to get it in Milwaukee. I know that. They're going to do that as soon as they can. They already got the date. I think they said, April 19th or something like that. They got the date for that. But, hey, I'm going to tell y'all right now, for those who swerving around them potholes, you better be careful. And you better pay your overnight parking tickets because you might fall a victim to it, depending on the cop. Hope y'all cops understand that, hey, if y'all see a person swerve around something, instead of just trying to attack them for reckless driving, look and see if it was a pothole in the front. Look and see. Make sure that y'all check, because I swerve around potholes all the time. So, hey, anyway, when we come back, there is an article on the housing that we got to talk about. People are saying that they're being retaliated against for speaking out on what's going on with the housing. We're going to talk about it when we come back. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe. As a community advocate and activist, I know the trauma our communities deal with on a day-to-day basis. It is important that we take time to focus on our own mental health and physical well-being. This is why every Wednesday on the Tory Lowe Show at 1 p.m., we will have an open and real conversation on how the Black community can better prioritize our health and well-being. Wellness Wednesdays on the award-winning 1017 The Truth is sponsored by Serona Recovery, your guide to recover in Southeast Wisconsin.
Hey, this is Steve Scafidi for Educators Credit Union. Being a parent can be busy. We all know that. Mind and Money from Educators Credit Union provides an easy way for parents to pay allowance, assign chores, and teach financial lessons all from their phones or computer with no monthly fees. Children and teens can even receive their own debit card, and parents can set limits and track spending. It's a win-win and just another great perk of being a member. Learn more at ECU.com, federally insured by NCUA.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
I'm William Shatner. I've been around a long time, but I'm truly humbled when I see the real battles our brave, paralyzed veterans have faced defending our freedom. And when they come home.
I had just come home from serving over in Germany. Next thing I know, it was 3 weeks later. I was paralyzed.
While parachuting with my platoon, my parachute didn't open, and I broke my neck. It left me paralyzed for the rest of my life.
I was on a routine patrol, and we were in the desert of Kuwait, and the vehicle flipped and landed on top of me, which left me paralyzed from the waist down.
Okay, folks, this is heroism. That's why I'm proud to support Paralyzed Veterans of America, because they've kept their promise to never leave a fallen soldier behind. A roof over their heads, accessible homes, cars, jobs, benefits.
PVA has brought me back to life.
Show them their sacrifice hasn't been in vain. Go to PVA.org to learn how you can make a difference.
More of The Tori Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
They know I did it, I'm know what it still in my style, still in my looks, I'm FTG, I'm fit as a show. Dealing up, yeah, I be smoking on gas, look, you know I'm listening to the go. Paparazzi was rolling and taking my pics, but back to the money, I'm in this road. I'm a little at the show. All of the odds, they wishing I feel, but I always prevail. Your boy Big Jimmy. Get on my business like Hometown Thursdays. We in this. Let's go. Baby, we can get it poppin'. Like a 4-5, laid back with a drip and I'm courtside. Lil Dre so smooth like a slow vibe, but I still get racially profiled. Yeah, these rappers can't dress, I got no style. And me, I'm fresh, got them 4 styles. And I'm so wild, flow disgust and it's so vile. With the wine and the perp, I'm line won't work, yeah, I'm up, better go down. Me versus me, never me versus you. I'm sipping that whiskey straight out the bottle like I want a Tennessee you. Got love for all
101.7 The Truth, Tori Lowe Show. Hometown Music Thursdays, hosted by Ben Jammy. DJ Brother Z on the 1 and 2.
Yes, sir.
Look, I'm telling you, we got to pay attention to this Truth Nation. Housing issues. We've been having housing issues all the time. I mean, there's no era where blacks have not had housing issues, okay? Well, the people at Mitchell Court, the residents, accused their landlord, and the landlord is the housing authority of the city of Milwaukee. Now, this is the landlord in this situation is the city of Milwaukee. Let's get that straight. The residents are saying that they're getting retaliated against for speaking out about their living conditions. And we've been talking about this on the Tori Lowe Show. And salute to Common Ground for working with these residents in this situation. But I've done this many times, and I done ran into the housing authority, the head of the housing authority, Willie Hines, many times. And, you know, they tried to bully me. I know they did something to these people. Because when I was dealing with it, they tried to come at me sideways. I recorded it. I put it on. It went viral. I put it on the internet, you know, trying to talk about what's going on in these housings where these are elderly adults. Residents had hosted a public meeting on March 26th, and they told the local media outlets that they're living with rats, bed bugs, and abusive management, among other things. Let's listen to see what's going on at Mitchell Court.
Tonight, people living in Mitchell Court say their landlord is retaliating against them for demanding better living conditions.
Mitchell Court is an affordable apartment building managed by the Housing Authority of the city of Milwaukee. CBS 58's Gabriela Becerra shares why residents feel this way and also has the city's response. Gabby.
Well, Jess and Natalie, residents tell me they took their concerns directly to Milwaukee's Housing Authority first, but didn't see the action they were hoping for. Then they aired their issues publicly and now feel the city is punishing them for it.
Mitchell Court residents are speaking out, saying they've been living with rats, bed bugs, and abusive management.
It's unbelievable and it's wrong.
Chris Logan believes Milwaukee's housing authority is now fighting back, saying she and others were found in violation only after they spoke to local news outlets about their living conditions.
Management put these violations on our doors for all to see.
The housing authority of the city of Milwaukee denied the residents' retaliation claims, telling me the violations came from its annual inspection.
No, that's just part of the process.
Amy Hall tells me 45 units at Mitchell Court failed this year's inspection, but they're still within the allotted time period to remedy those problems.
Our goal is to have them be in compliance with the lease, so everything is safe, clean, a healthy living environment for everyone.
Local organization Common Ground says they'll protect the residents' rights to protest.
We will not allow any resident that is standing up for better living conditions to get evicted by Willie Hines.
And the city's housing authority tells me they address resident concerns as they are brought to them. Reporting in the newsroom, Gabriela Becerra, CBS 58 News.
Hey, and look, I'm telling you, this is not just blacks. This is whites. Different races of people living in these housing units, screaming, and elderly screaming for help. I'm telling you, like, when the city, this is the type of situations that we got to be concerned about. This is what, when we talk about politics and things that matter to us, housing has always been a big issue in black communities. And I couldn't sit back and see the elderly. These people have worked their whole lives, thought they was going to kick back and retire, and now they living in city houses. And the city is the landlord, Willie Hines. I want Willie Hines to come on the show. Willie Hines, come on the Tory Lowe show so we can talk about what's going on with this. Willie Hines. I mean, I tried to talk to you before, but you told the people I was the media and I couldn't come in to organized meeting with the residents that I organized. I wasn't even in the media at the time. You told them I was the media. I wasn't the media. Now I'm the media. It's happening right now. And Willie Hines, I need you to come on the Tory Lowe show, or somebody from the housing authority to come on the Tory Lowe show and explain what's happening with these residents and make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because if they come out and say what's wrong and then they feel like they're being retaliated against, I believe them. I believe the people. I don't believe the city. I believe that y'all got mad because they bringing attention to a situation that's been going on. This has been going on. And now y'all going through their apartments trying to find anything, DJ Brother Z. Old people, my grandmother was a pack rat. My grandmother was a hoarder. She would hoard little things here and there, you know what I mean? But they going up in these apartments looking for giving them violations and picking apart their apartments right now and putting letters on their door.
Any little reason?
Any little reason. They just, and I'm going to tell you this, I believe that that's what they're doing. These people are elders who have worked their whole lives, and thought that they was going to get a chance to relax at the end of their lives. And now they can't sleep at night because the bed bug is on their necks. But Mitchell Court, I gotta look up and see exactly what the address is at Mitchell Court. Yeah, they're gonna have to use their phones right now because let me see if I can find out exactly where Mitchell Court is. If anybody know exactly where Mitchell Court is, hit the talk to text lines right now. 833-212-1017, talk to text. 833-212-1017. It's just, look, I'm going to tell you this. We can make up excuses all you want. You can make up excuses about, if they got bed bugs, they got to keep it clean. Everybody knows that when you live in an apartment building, something can happen, where that's beyond what you can do when you're living with multiple units, right? But it's the landlord's job or whoever owns the building's job to keep and maintain the building a certain way. And when there's infestation, they have to go through the processes to get that stuff cleaned. That's it. I mean, some of these people may not even have crappy units. I know if I was complaining, I know if I was the one complaining, I know I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna be the one that's keeping up my part. And I'm gonna make sure that my residents in my building keeping up their part. But when it's out of control, when you can't sleep at night, it's psychological. When you're dealing with infestation like bugs and bed bugs and rodents, that works on your psychological. Some of these old people can't sleep. Somebody sent in something of where is Mitchell Court Apartments, 2600 West National. Once again, for the person that was asking about where is Mitchell Court Apartments, 2600 West National. That's where it's at. But I think that they need to investigate the housing authority. I should have been investigated a long time ago. All the stuff that's going on over there. I went over there a couple times. I dealt with several residents living in city-owned units, and I couldn't believe it. I went and filmed it. I got this on my Facebook, Tory Lowe KING. Just type in Tory Lowe and bed bugs infestation. You know, these are city-owned buildings that I recorded. I recorded an older white male sleeping on his couch or laying on his couch that was full of bed bugs. He was an older veteran living in these units. So it's not just black. Hey, and if they say they getting retaliated against, I believe them. I don't believe Willie Hines. I don't believe the housing authority. I believe them people getting retaliated against. And they finna evict them too. Put these older people, older elders in our neighborhoods out on the streets. And they're going to do it with a smile. You seen the lady on there, the representative from the housing authority. Yes, we're looking through the apartments right now, and we're going to make sure that each resident has a perfect, nice place to live. You know, she did it with a smile. But in real life, yeah, y'all want to talk about what's going on in here? Get out. It's just that corrupt. I need somebody from the housing authority, the Milwaukee Housing Authority, to come up here on the Tory Lowe Show so we can have a conversation. Hey, I don't even look this. If the city is acting like this and they the landlord, what you think the regular landlords is out here doing? If the city acted like they slumlording, what do you think the real slumlords out here on the street doing? I'm just saying. Hey, look, when we come back, we got another issue we got to address when we talking about the city of Milwaukee. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Truth Nation, it's time to tap in. Them lines got that smoke. Call now at 833-212-1017 so we can put you in rotation.
You have a right to a safe and healthy relationship. If your partner is emotionally, verbally, or physically abusive, there is help. The Women's Center in Waukesha, serving all of Greater Milwaukee, offers free and confidential advocacy, support groups, legal advocacy, shelter, and more. They provide support to adults and children affected by sexual assault, abuse, and human trafficking. Their advocates are available 24/7 with information and support. To learn more about the Women's Center's services, visit twcwaukesha.org or call their 24-hour hotline at 262-542 862-3828.
Concordia University invites you to an evening with two American heroes, Father Robert Sirico, founder of the Acton Institute for the Study of Religion and Freedom, and Mr. Robert Woodson, founder of the Woodson Center. They'll present topics concerning the common good of society, how to address poverty, bring racial and social reconciliation while engaging in audience dialogue. The event is free at Concordia University and benefits the Milwaukee expansion of the Self-Reliance Clubs. Register at cuw-hope.eventbrite.com.
It's time to see what's poppin' with Melanie Ricks.
What's up, everybody? It's Melanie Ricks, and it's time to see what's poppin' with today's Pop Culture Report. One of the jurors in the RICO case against rapper Young Thug has been sentenced to 3 days in jail after she was allegedly caught filming the court proceedings. The juror, only identified as Juror 1004, was taken away in handcuffs on Monday after a judge criticized her for failing to follow instructions at the Fulton County Courthouse last month. The woman was caught filming a video on March 17th, although authorities initially believed that she was live streaming the proceedings. Deputies confiscated her phone and discovered the video in the recently deleted folder. The juror was handcuffed in front of the defendants in the RICO case and was led away by officers. Bob Lee, the former chief technology officer of the popular app Square, who also helped launch Cash App, has died after an apparent stabbing attack in San Francisco. Lee's death was confirmed by Josh Goldbard, the CEO of his current employer, MobileCoin. Lee joined MobileCoin, a cryptocurrency and digital payment startup, in 2021 as its chief product officer. According to a statement from the San Francisco Police Department, officers responded to the report of a stabbing early Tuesday morning in the Rincon area of San Francisco, where they found a 43-year-old adult male victim suffering from apparent stab wounds. Police indicated no arrests have been made and that the investigation remains active. Public Enemy legend Flavor Flav recently led his expertise in the language arts to students within Harvard through a table read of Emily Dickinson's 1896 poem, A Clock Stopped, and how it tied into the rapper's bars over time. Flav also donated one of his notable clocks to the Hip Hop Archive Research Institute. Flavor Flav also scheduled a writer's workshop, a sit-down with PBS, and volunteer work to feed the homeless inside the Harvard Square homeless shelter with a few student groups, all in celebration of hip-hop's 50-year anniversary. And that's what's poppin'.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Greg Matzik. With a win tonight over the Chicago Bulls, the Milwaukee Bucks will lock down the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference playoff race. An appealing situation for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
It's a great feeling to play Game 7 at home. That doesn't guarantee you that you're going to win the game. Nothing, as I've said it multiple times, nothing is given. You have to earn every single thing, but playing a Game 7 at your house gives you better possibilities to be successful.
Bucks take on the Bulls tonight in Chicago. Hear the game on 620 WTMJ with coverage beginning at 6 o'clock. Afternoon baseball for the Milwaukee Brewers, looking for a 3-game series sweep of the Mets. The game airing on 620 WTMJ. Brewers have won 4 straight games and outscored the Mets 19-0 in the first 2 games of the series. This sports update presented by Associated Bank, proudly supporting our hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is the Tori Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Do you know what it is, Truth Nation?
Yeah.
It's Hometown Thursdays. Hosted by your boy Benjamin.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta keep that where it's at.
These days I'm all about to check. I'm a down that hill.
Shout to Knowledge now.
Blind about shit, this a mess.
Shout to Where's
See through gimmicks, I lay it to rest. Keep that shit where it's at. Keep that shit where it's at. You should just keep that shit where it's at. Keep that shit where it's at. Keep that shit wait for me. Watch my back, gotta move with a ratchet. Speak your truth, ain't no need to be passive. Will flex on the grin, watch your steps and then share them, pretending this shit that they mastered. Feel like now's my delivery magic. From the basement, we make that shit happen. Count me out, might fuck up your blessings. I'm no longer stressing, I know that I'm destined. I've been out the way, trying to make a play. Gotta get this cake, fill up the platter. Rocket stake to stay, trying to make a way. Had to underlay, aim with the chatter. Keep the envy, keep Judas from near me. Protecting my energy, I need the synergy. There ain't no fear in me. Working hard till it's killing me. Till then you deal with me. These days I'm all about to check. I'ma down that hill for respect. Blind about shit, this a mess. See through gimmicks, I lay it to rest. Keep that shit where it's at. Keep that shit where it's at. You should just keep that shit where it's at. Keep that shit where it's at. Keep that shit wait for me.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Hometown Music Thursdays, hosted by Ben Jammy. DJ Brother Z on the 1 and 2s. This next story is a sad thing that's going on, and I believe that we gotta have more coverage on this. I think that we covered a little bit, but it's not. I don't see it being covered as much as is going on. Milwaukee County sees record 17 opioid overdoses in 3 days. The deaths believed to be linked to a bad batch of drugs. So it might be a bad batch of drugs out here. Milwaukee County officials are sounding the alarm after a record-setting 17 deaths in 3 days, all believed to be linked to a bad batch of opioids. Let's listen to see what's going on.
Tonight, Milwaukee County officials sounding the alarm after a record-setting 17 deaths in just 3 days, all believed to be linked to a bad batch of opioids.
To lose 17 human beings over just since Saturday would be considered a mass casualty event if it wasn't associated with drug addiction.
Most of those who died lived in Milwaukee. Deaths also occurred, though, in West Allis and South Milwaukee. The average age, 50, which is older than what's typically seen.
What is a bad batch? What you thought you were consuming is something that you thought was known, right? I asked for cocaine, I purchased cocaine, and then I didn't get cocaine. To me, a bad batch would mean something that we're unaware of in this community, that isn't normally consumed here.
The medical examiner's office says they're seeing drugs laced with fentanyl and something new, an animal sedative, xylazine.
They are putting this in everything, and and a variety of other additives, to include xylazine, added in, create a whole web of problems for people that find themselves gripped with addiction. It creates all the respiratory depression you need to end a person's life.
And officials really stressing the importance of not using alone and picking up one of these Hope kits. They're free at every fire department in Milwaukee. They contain Narcan, the overdose reversing nasal spray, and fentanyl test strips.
17 deaths in just 3 days. Hillary Mintz reporting live in Milwaukee. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Now, look, what's interesting is that the average age was 50 years old. So, I mean, that to me shows that these are older people. What's going on, old people? What's going on? What y'all doing? What kind of, how come y'all taking drugs and not, y'all too old in the game to be not going through the proper process. And y'all supposed to be, if y'all really doing the drugs, y'all supposed to know that they got places where they got fentanyl strips, things like that. I mean, that's disturbing. Like, these are not young people. It's a problem. Overdosing. Overdosing is like triple the homicide rate. And now they have places for people to go and get methadone clinics. They got places where they'll allow you to go and do your own drugs. They didn't have that for the crack era. When the crack era came, they locked us up. Now the opioid crisis, they got facilities you could go to. They'll give you a kit to do it. Or they'll give you something to wean you off of it. It's so much out here for opioids. But yet, the opioid crisis continues. Triple the homicide rate. 17 people lose their life, and the average age is 50. These are older people. What is going on? If somebody can answer that question, 833-212-1017. Talk to text 833-212-1017. Hey, look, we go ahead to the lines. If you want to talk about the Milwaukee Housing Authority and how they treating the elders at Mitchell Court, 833-212-1017. Talk to text 833-212-1017. If you want to talk about the new reckless driving law, where they're going to tow your vehicle if you have unpaid tickets if you caught reckless driving, 833-212-1017. Talk to text 833-212-1017. We're going to head to the lines. Adam, you on the new 1017 The Truth. How you doing, Adam?
I'm great for an old guy.
That's fine.
Anyway,
I want to get old.
I hope you do, because I'm 81.
God bless you.
I was listening to you. I was getting out of the store, and I couldn't call you. But I was looked like you make light of reckless driving. And the reason why
I didn't make light of it.
The reason why I'm saying
you just assumed it.
Sound like perhaps I did, because my daughter just got hit 3 weeks ago, and I haven't.
I
seen
have
her.
family members that lost their life due to reckless driving. Why would I make light of that?
That's what it sounded. You were laughing about the potholes and stuff.
No, I'm talking about potholes. I'm talking about people that avoid the potholes. I'm saying I hope that the backlash don't come down on the regular citizens.
Oh, I hope it doesn't either.
I can say that.
Like I said, my daughter been in the hospital now for almost 3 weeks. Can't eat, can't. I mean, she's in awful shape, and it hurts. It hurts. I'm tearing up. Excuse me.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. My condolences, Adam. I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And let me just say something. Since I've been retired, I've been watching a lot of TV, YouTube. That xylazine been out since, according to Philadelphia, since 2010. And it's a sedative for animal horse tranquilizer and stuff like that. And Philadelphia got more death overdose than any other city in the United States, and it's finally gotten here in Milwaukee. It's awful. And if you want to watch some of it, just Google Kingston Avenue, Philadelphia. It is it is horrible over there.
Oh my goodness. So when we talk about the 17 people that have lost their lives to this opioid thing, why is the average age at 50? What's going on with that? What do you think was the problem with the average age being 50?
Well, they say there's no fool like an old fool. That's some of them people trying to play young, and they're out there stepping the wrong way. If you step the wrong way, if you dance to the music, you're pay to the piper. And some of them are paying to the piper, because you're not promised tomorrow. You don't know where these things are coming from. It's horrible out there. I'm right now, I'm afraid to go on the street and be reckless driving and these dope boys. You call them, and them Kia boys.
Kia boys, yep. I saw something the other day. I told her I seen them out there the other day. Somebody got a Kia on 3rd and Brown near Martin Luther King.
I got rid of mine.
It's bad. It's definitely stuff that need to be done. But when they do it like the way they do it, like let's say they doing it off of tickets or what is considered reckless driving now? Is it the real reckless driving that's killing folks, or what is it? I mean, how do we define that? Because many times the regular citizens get caught up in this. They'll take a major serious issue, and then the regular citizens end up getting the back end on it.
You know what, Tori? I was a trucker for 28, 29 years. I've never gotten a ticket. I got towed away one time because it was snowing so bad, and I accidentally blocked somebody's driveway. I thought I was clear. That's the only ticket I've ever. And like I said, that was 28 years of driving a semi. So.
Well, in Milwaukee, if you park on the wrong side of the street in front of your house, you get a ticket. That's considered a parking ticket.
Yeah. Yes. Well, isn't that a part of it, though?
What you say, Adam?
Isn't that a part of it?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
any kind of
they said if you got tickets, unpaid tickets.
Right.
So that's
Well,
an unpaid ticket if you get that. If you get a parking ticket at night, parking in your front of your house, and let's say
I know.
Let's say you driving down Fond du Lac, because I swerve around. I was saying that because I swerve around the potholes on Fond du Lac, those craters on Fond du Lac. So I had to, many times I see the pothole and I have to get around it. If I get pulled over for reckless driving and I got a late night parking ticket, my car is gone.
Well, that's a thing, taking care of your business, though, isn't it?
Well, they need to get rid of them potholes. That's what I'm saying, so we can drive straight.
But I'm getting more conservative than ever because I live in a new building now. I'm on Dean Road now, and I drive. There's industrial sites all over this place here. Help wanted, driver wanted, people wanted, and warehouse them. And people talking about they can't find it. They're not looking.
Okay.
I'm getting a little upset with that. They are not. And I before I retired, I got a guy at my company, and back then my company had started in dock workers at $17 an hour, and I've been retired for over 23 years. And I told him, come on, man, you just got a job, you got to be clean. We go, Pops, I'm clean. And he was in the same apartment building. A week later, I saw him. I said, why aren't you at work? Oh, man, they're going to test me. I said, I told you weren't supposed to. Yeah. Now, right now, that job paying $24 an hour.
And they don't want to get tested. They don't want to stop smoking the weed.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I got one more question for you, Adam.
What's that?
What's going on with this housing authority? Because the elders in our community, you're an elder, and these elders at the housing authority, they're saying that they need to be investigated because of how they getting treated with the city-owned buildings.
Well, that I really don't have anything to say about that. I was always very fortunate. I drove city bus in the 60s for 8 to 10 years. Then I started driving semis. And I already had a decent job. And the place I'm living in now is a senior building, but everything is almost perfect over here. We got anything you want.
All right.
Yeah, so it's just some people just didn't do it. I was a Teamsters when I was driving truck, and I'm still a Teamster, and I still use their clinic and everything because I am a member.
Okay.
And I've got no complaint with my life. It's just that hurt me. I thought you was making light of them reckless drivers.
No. They need to throw the people that's reckless driving in the trash. But when you do a wide brush, I see the wide brush strokes.
Yeah, but then again, when they caught the guy got caught. He hit it so hard that the car was on YouTube. It looked like that car ran into another car.
It's a problem out here, and many times when we talk about dealing with reckless driving, when we talk about the people that are out here acting crazy, we all want them people off the street. Let's get that together. But do the on the back end, do the regular citizens take a hit?
But my thing is too, like you're talking and Hughes is talking, and the other guy, Doctor whatever his name is,
Dr. Ken.
You are talking. They don't listen to you guys. All they do is listen to his rap.
Well, I'll tell you this: those same people that we talking about. Soon as something bad happened to them, their mama called me. I'm an advocate, so I got to deal with a lot of the situations on the ground. So I deal with it for 13 years. This is what I do. So I know what you're saying. But it's still our people, and we still got to do something. We can't just we gotta try to make a dent in it because it didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight.
Well, can't we have like some infomercials in this radio station where play nothing but rap music that cater to young people? Then somebody could talk about it for maybe 5 minutes a week, 10 minutes a week, or something like that. Wouldn't that step forward?
We gonna try. Look, we gonna try. Hey, I'll tell you this, Adam. It's a lot of people out here that's trying to get things done, and I'll tell you this: due to the neglect that been happening over a long period of time, it's now you can't sweep it under the rug no more, and now you asking people to clean up all of that stuff that's been swept under a rug in a short amount of time, and it's going to take the people that's willing to roll up their sleeves and remove that was swept under the rug and clean that up, and it's going to take a little time. It's going to take somebody that's willing to make those sacrifices. That's what I see. Hey, I appreciate you for tapping in, Adam. Truth Nation, when we come back, we're going to have more conversations. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Milwaukee, it's Denise Thomas.
And Telly Hughes from Truth Be Told on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
We want to make sure you join us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. for our Black Friday shout-out powered by We Energies.
Black Friday is your opportunity to call into 101.7 The Truth and shout out your black-owned business and let Milwaukee know what you have to offer.
So hit us up every Friday at 8 a.m. to shout out your black-owned business on Truth Be Told with DT and Telly.
This is your Financial Empowerment Minute on the new 101.7 The Truth, presented by Northwestern Mutual.
The other thing that we should be thinking about is diversifying and getting money outside of your business. And so when we think about that, starting small, a Roth IRA is an easy account that you can open on your own. You can open with an advisor, and you can contribute up to $6,000 a year into a Roth IRA. And then if you're over 50, you can contribute $7,000 a year into that. If you want to contribute more money, you can open a SEP IRA. And these are good if you don't have any employees, right? If it's just you, the contribution limits are higher. And then if you start to have employees, then you can think about starting with a 401k. All of these options are going to be based on your situation and how much money that you're bringing in, but there's still a lot of different options out there that can accommodate you in your situation where you are.
Tune into The Truth every month for our financial empowerment interviews with Northwestern Mutual.
Carrie, where's Tory Lowe and Dr. Ken at? I'm trying to knock these commercials out.
How am I supposed to know, Sherwin?
Well, I'm about to do their parts because my impressions are on point anyway. This is Dr. Ken Harris from Truth in the Afternoon, and I want you to download the Truth app in the Google Play Store and Apple Store so you can never miss my show or any of the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Really, Kyle?
Sherwin, you are crazy.
Sherwin, your impression of me is horrible. Move. Give me my mic. I guess I'll just repeat what Sherwin said. Go to the Google Play Store or Apple Store to download the 101.7 The Truth app today so you can take the home of Milwaukee Black Talk with you wherever you are.
Can't listen live? Download the new 101.7 The Truth app on your smartphone today to catch up on all your favorite shows. Search 101.7 The Truth on your Google Play Store or Apple App Store so you don't miss out on any of the action.
Dear Hero, thank you for donating plasma. I recently moved off the reservation, which meant a lot of stress, and that set a spiral of attacks. I take the plasma injections bi-weekly, and I haven't had any attacks since trying it. It's just gone. Because of you, I feel amazing.
Giving equals living. Give plasma. Replenish the supply. Learn more at hhs.gov/giveplasma. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You know what it is. Shout to Wave Chappelle. Holding it down for 414.
Yeah.
It's 101.7 The Truth.
I'm in a whole nother energy zone. I drop heat, but they sleep on it like memory foam. I touch down and celebrate like I ain't been here before. Take it to the top and make sure that my can go. Spit facts, y'all know. Every time I drop quotes, swear they tried to keep us out the game, but the lock broke. Down for your shorty like I'm jumping off the top rope. And the flow make them go, whoa, I'm Pop Smoke. I shake the room.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Hometown Music Thursdays, hosted by Benjamin. Hey, DJ Brother Z in the building on the 1 and 2. We've been having a great conversation. We may have time to take one call. White Widow, you on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in. You got 1 minute.
Okay, and I did my note. Okay, I did my notes as usual for Bubba Ben, prepared. Reckless driving, good. If they get towed in the onset, we're going to have abuses from MPD. But if you got the pedal to the metal and it nips it in the bud by hitting you in the pocket from the onset, that might straighten up your game, good. Also, housing. We are number 6 worst city in this nation for affordable housing. And the fact of the matter is that we have these HUD houses, taxpayers are paying. HUD multimillionaire developers love them.
the checks in the mail every first, right? But they're denying access to anybody, predominantly women with children, who have an eviction on their record. And let's be straight, it costs $400 and some for someone to ruin your life with an eviction. It doesn't even cost a lot of money. But yes, but my concern is with that housing they're not talking about, the poisoning with the trichloroethylene. It is a carcinogen. They've known it for 30 years. I watched people in my plant die from those chemicals. I went to more funerals in 40 years. By the time I was 40, than people in their 80. And if you don't believe me, at the reports in the American Medical Journal, my people were part of the science to show just how you can't use those chemicals on the outside. So the fact of the matter is those people were poisoned, long-term adverse effects. They're not talking about it. I'd like to know what the breathing zone contaminants were for trichloroethylene and how did it go so long? That stuff smells as strong as gasoline.
Wow.
Did you think it was a new carpet? Or Tori, this is killing me. American Medical Journal, Delco brain tumors, go ahead and then back it up, Milwaukee Journal. I had to do a work stoppage and walk those people off the line after months of miscarriages, sicknesses, and ultimately cancer deaths. I had to pull death certificates. So this scares me. And they're saying that the DNR recommended that it get cleaned up before people moved in. That's as strong as we got for a human carcinogen. The DNR recommended.
Wow.
This is wrong on so many levels. I'm chilling about it. It's just, and let's talk about the clinics. Oh yeah, ask any bus driver taking the people to get their dope every single day. They're not treating
White
people.
Widow, I'm gonna hold you over to 3:00. I'm gonna hold you over to 3:00 and let you finish what you got to say. I appreciate the information. Just hold on. Hey, Truth Nation, we'll be back with more conversation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
What's good, y'all? This is 101.7 The Truth's Telly Hughes, and I am Milwaukee. The goal of Truth Be Told with DT and Telly is to provide a platform for citizens of Milwaukee and Truth Nation to have their voices heard about concerns that have daily, direct impact. So join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk.
We need each other, now more than ever. Because every someone needs someone else.
We need each other, because when we work together, we can do so much more.
When we work together, we connect more children with what they need to grow up healthy, educated, and safe. And that's what Child Fund is all about.
Together, we co-create, support, and sustain connections that lead to greater well-being for millions of children facing poverty.
Which also benefits their families, their communities, their countries, and you.
Because when you make someone's world better, you make everyone's world better.
Child Fund. Because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 24 countries to achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
I noticed that my central vision started to blur.
Figures that are usually straight started to distort and become wavy.
What are these little dark spots with blurring that I'm seeing?
There's a blind spot like a blob over my vision now.
Is my vision lost forever?
Why did I wait so long to see a retina specialist?
Retinal disease can steal your eyesight, but it doesn't have to. Patients who seek care from a retina specialist in a timely manner have the best chance of preventing vision loss due to age-related macular degeneration or diabetic retinopathy. AMD symptoms to look out for are distortion or warping of straight lines, as well as blurred or loss of central vision. Patients with diabetic retinopathy should seek treatment if they notice the appearance of spots or floaters or blurred and distorted vision. Don't delay seeing a retina specialist. It's worth the visit to save your vision so you don't miss out on life's precious moments, like seeing your grandchild grow up, enjoying a sunset with that special someone, or reading a good book. Visit seeforalifetime.org.
You're listening to the new 101.7 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 101.7 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hi, everyone.
I'm Melanie Ricks with your news update. A 39-year-old man is dead after the driver of a stolen vehicle fled a traffic stop and crashed into another car shortly after. Police said that shortly after 12:30 a.m. on Tuesday, officers tried pulling over a vehicle near South 27th Street and West Forest Home Avenue on Milwaukee's South Side. The driver of that car did not stop and fled instead, police said. Officers did not initiate a pursuit, but the fleeing car crashed into another vehicle 3 blocks away at the intersection of South 27th Street and West Lincoln Avenue. The victim was transported to a hospital but died of his injuries late Tuesday. The driver of the fleeing vehicle, a 28-year-old man, was arrested after a brief foot chase. Charges are pending with the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office said that 2 deputies were injured at Mitchell International Airport on Wednesday morning while trying to arrest a suspect. The Sheriff's Office said that deputies were called to the Avis rental facility around 3:50 a.m. for reports of an attempted vehicle theft. Deputies initiated a pursuit, and after a brief struggle and a taser deployment, the suspect was arrested. 2 deputies sustained non-life-threatening injuries during the struggle, and 1 had to be transported to the hospital. Authorities with the Milwaukee Police Department announced that a homicide investigation has been launched after a woman's remains were discovered at a home in the Lindsay Heights neighborhood on Tuesday morning. Up to this point in the process, details are limited as Milwaukee homicide investigators recover evidence and confer internally to learn more about the situation. However, authorities did confirm that they were alerted that a body was located in a home on the 2400 block of North 18th Street at around 10:46 a.m. on Tuesday, April 4th. The only identifying details announced are that the victim was a woman and she suffered injuries which were fatal in nature. No further details have been made public, but the Milwaukee Police Department is asking that anyone with information about this crime reach out to them immediately. You can do so by calling the Milwaukee Police Department at 414-935-7360. To remain anonymous, you can submit a tip by contacting Crime Stoppers at either 414-224-TIPS, or you can use the P3 Tips app. This was the news update on 1017 The Truth. The Tori Lowe Show continues next here on the new 1017 The Truth.
We need each other.
That's facts.
I need my sisters. I need my brothers out here.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and for all the bootlickers, may you die 1,001.
The place for the realest conversations.
Tori Lowe want all the action, or you want all the smoke? Oh, this man, I'm with all that smoke too, man.
I didn't see Ron Johnson. He trash. Chisholm is trash. How the hell you here to help us and your kids are dying in the street?
I understand that this is Milwaukee and everyone believes that if someone say something, it's snitching. It's not.
I don't care if it's the pastor. If you see the pastor ain't acting right, you check that fool. Where's the results?
Talking topics that need to be highlighted and discussed in our communities.
Would you trade places with a black person?
Sure, no, I would not.
Have you ever said the N-word? Come on, be the truth. We on the truth.
Unfiltered and unfazed. This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth and the Truth app.
The reason I believe that racism is getting worse is because whites know that they will be outnumbered in about 20 to 21 years. They're going to be outnumbered.
Hey, Tori, man. How are you doing, brother? I'm actually from India. We brown people can totally relate with you. Sometimes it's like, did that just happen to me?
We have to not let the government mind us either.
That cop ain't never been brought to the public because he ain't normal, and he may not even exist no more.
Say no more. Release the video.
You know, you keep on doing what you're doing, man. You're going to take over this talk radio, man. Just keep on focusing on what you're focusing on. I wish you a lot of love.
God bless you, brother.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Tori Lowe.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tori Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Tori Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tori Lowe. Tori Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio downtown at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 FM. Hey, look, welcome to the third hour of the Tori Lowe Show. This Hometown Music Thursdays, April 6, 2023. And we've been having a great conversation. Truth Nation been tapping in about the new reckless driving law that allows cities to tow reckless drivers if they have unpaid fines. The city just has to enact the ordinance that allows the tow policy. Milwaukee will definitely be enacting this policy. Also, we've been talking about the Milwaukee housing authorities where residents feel that the housing authority is retaliating against them for complaining about the conditions, the living conditions at Mitchell Court right here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Once again, I believe the residents. I believe the residents when they say that something is going on. These are elders, and I'm not going to ignore what they're saying. They're saying that after they made some complaints about the bed bugs, the infestation, and the management, how the management was handling them, they got retaliated against. Notes on the doors. Things were going on to where they may even be evicted from Mitchell Courts. If you want to talk about that, 833-212-1017, talk to text 833-212-1017. And last, we've been talking about Milwaukee County sees a record, now they're saying 18 since Saturday, opioid overdoses, opioid deaths in the last, since Saturday, I guess now. They got an updated article on this. We go ahead to the lines. White Widow, I want you to finish up what you were saying from the last hour. I want to give you some room to talk about, to finish what you were talking about.
All right. My perspective on the 50-year-old, you said, why 50-year-old? These are long-term drug users. There is no state health care program who pays for inpatient treatment. The only thing you get is 3 days at Dewey, Rogers, and they tell you bring 3 days of clean clothes and no shoestrings. That's all it is. There's no long-term treatment unless you got private Cadillac treatment, $37,000. They'll fly you to Malibu, the fancy place on the east side with the doctors giving out the dope to the rich kids. Nevertheless,
what about those kits? What about those kits, White Widow, that they were saying that you could pick up at the fire department? You also got these methadone clinics. You got these fentanyl strips. Okay, I'm just.
Yeah, sir. What's happening? My experience firsthand with a family member is that it started out on 43rd at the methadone clinic. You had to go every day. Insurance didn't pay for it. No one did. Maybe 15 years ago, you had to go every single day. Snow, sleet, you like postal workers, and you had to pay your money. You got your little dope, and you got it in the box, and you took it home. Fast forward. People are getting inpatient maybe 3 days on the state. That's it. No inpatient, no long-term, 4 to 6 weeks. In a 10-week period where family member Christmas Eve strung out, lost a foot, all the front toes to frostbite. So doped up, didn't feel the cold outside in the car she was sleeping in. So the fact of the matter is totally strung out on IV for 7 days. It's been, and Ellis will tell you this. Every bus driver will tell you this. These clinics are popping up. They said community medical clinic. You see them all over. You think, oh, maybe I got to get penicillin. Good luck with that. It's doping clinics. You have to go there every single day. No one is getting off of the dope. You were put on the dope from pharma. They were giving out fentanyl for pain relief to factory workers 20 years ago. I had 2 back surgeries. The doctor came up. I said, no, thanks, I'll pass. Because I've seen what it did to my workers, the addiction. So I don't want to hear that fentanyl mysteriously is coming out of some laboratory in upper Wisconsin. Pharma knows exactly where fentanyl came from. So the fact of the matter is there's no treatment. You get 3 days, and then they put you on their dope. Suboxone, methadone, and you have to go every day. Go on a bus line, Tori. I went to that family member, Highway 100. I walked in. I said, okay, fine. Out of the hospital, lost the toes, got to get back on the dope. I walked in. The rent-a-cop said, you can't be here. I said, what? A community medical clinic on Highway 100 in Cleveland. I said, what do you mean? Only the patients can be here. I said, well, yeah, tell your person to come over here. And I told my family member, sign right now from every step from here on in. I'm going to be right next to you. Go up to the window. Well, where's your driver's license? Ain't got one. Off the street a year and a half, just got out of the hospital, 7 prescriptions at Walgreens. We can't dope her. I got off. I said, oh, yeah, really? And this whole room of desolate people. At least in methadone, 15 years ago on 43rd, people look like that. After they were done, they were going to work. Get into one of those clinics and look at what everybody looks like. They're disheveled. They're dirty. They don't know different than when they were copping on the corner without a job. I'll take you in one of those places undercover. I went to that window, and they thought I was going to take her home without doping. I said, well, then go in back, get the syringe, fill it up, and I'll mainline her right now. Because they're not doing this anymore. And that's what's happening. You want to talk about Narcan? Pharma put everybody on the dopes of pain medication and everything else for 20 years. Now they're putting you, now there's no treatment. Here, we're going to put you on our dope to maintain. It's not working, Tori. Someone tell me of those 18 people who overdosed, how many of them were in that community program on daily dosing? I bet you more than 50% of them. It's not working.
Oh, wow.
But yes, they're going to give you
Oh, wow. What happened? All right, Eddie, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Good day, Tori. How you doing?
How you doing, Brother Eddie?
I'm doing okay. I just want to give a shout-out to White Widow. I think it's very brave of her to admit that wherever she goes, there's mayhem, chaos, and death. And yet she is an absolute asset to 101.7 as well as the community. I can tell when she's speaking about this, Tori Lowe, with such passion, it's because she cares. She legitimately cares about people. That's what I wanted to say. Also, Tori, it seems like things have kind of gone awry in African-American culture throughout America. We used to have reverence for singers like Lena Horne and Diana Carroll and Sammy Davis, and now things have gone a little ratchet. And if we could get back to the old days of performers like that and role models like that, I think America would be a better place.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: you gotta write letters to the record company who control what we hear. I mean, a lot of times we talk about groups like Public Enemy or groups that were telling stories and being more constructive, but those aren't the people that's getting the huge contracts. They're not shoveling money to those acts, and they're largely independent. So in the mainstream, which is black people don't control these labels ultimately, and this is what they're paying for.
Corey, can I ask you a question?
Go right ahead.
Would you rather have your mother be more like Lena Horne or Diana Carroll or Nicki Minaj or Lil' Kim?
Hey, look, my grandmother was a mother of the church.
That's right. I think you're with me, Tori. I think you get it.
Hey, I get it.
Okay, Tori, on that note.
Hey, look, but that's who you be out here. That's who you be out here looking for, Eddie. You know, you like those kind of chicks.
What chicks?
Hey, the chicks that's out here, the chicks that's out here that's, you know, that you just, you know, you like that hip hop stuff. You want a piece of the, you know.
You're joking, right? You gotta be joking.
You call in here on the black radio station all the time, and I think you got jungle fever, Eddie.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me, Tori. That's the last thing I got is jungle fever. Okay. Do you think if I was on an island and it was just me and Elizabeth Brown because my jet crashed?
Oh, you wouldn't last 2 days. Okay. You wouldn't even last an hour.
Oh, she'd kill me. She'd kill me.
You wouldn't last an hour.
It'd be me and a coconut. Right. Yeah, I agree. Okay.
You'll be
all right, listen, dude, I got to go.
All right, Eddie. Thank you for tapping in. Hey, it's interesting when you hear Eddie call in. Eddie is the most consistent non-black caller that we have. Hey, he likes it. I think he got jungle fever. But it's a lot, you know, to take in when you have opioid crisis going on. You got a reckless driving issue. You got homicides. You know, you got all of these issues in the community. So these are the things that when we talk about trying to resolve, and they're trying to pass something to toll companies. I guess this is for the tow companies to tow the reckless driver if there's an unpaid ticket on the car. Okay, so like I said, it's something. It's something. And I'll tell you this, I've lost a lot of people to reckless driving. Also, I get calls from family members who have been involved in hit and runs. So I deal with that personally. I got to deal with that type of stuff. And on the one hand, you know, we want to make sure that we're doing the right things, you know, to get things taken care of. But then here we go with the city, you know, the city doing things. You also have citizens that become casualties of some of these new laws, regular citizens that become casualties of these new laws. So let's not leave that out. See, some of y'all reactionary. Y'all, they'll get you with the most pressing idea, but you're not looking on the backside of these ideas. I look at the whole idea in general. I want these people off the street. Matter of fact, I saw the Kia boys out off of 3rd and Brown, like off by Martin Luther King. Somebody, the window was busted out. You could see that it was some young kids in the car, and I got the license plate, and I made sure that it was reported. You know what I mean? So at the same time, nobody wants to give these reckless drivers a pass. Nobody, you know. But at the same time, I see issues where regular citizens get caught up in the mix too. So I'm going to talk about both sides, because at the end of the day, I don't want me as the regular citizens to pick up the tab for reckless driving. Hey, look, we're going to head to the lines. Missy, you on 101.7 The Truth, tap in.
In regards to the housing situation, I'm staying in one over here, Lutheran Social Services, and I found a camera in my living room above the light fixture. I wonder what could you do about that?
What you mean you found the camera above the light fixture?
Yeah. It's,
like somebody had a camera in your house watching you?
All the time.
Did you record? Did you record getting that camera from where it was? Did you got that on video?
No, I don't have it on video. You know,
because then it becomes your word against whoever's. But when you removed the camera from wherever you thought it, what you said was in the where? In the light fixture?
Like on the rim. Yeah, it's like a ring around this light fixture. It has a globe that goes sending downward. And the light bulb is in it, but around the top of the globe there's a ring, and then there's a rope going up to the like to the ceiling, and it's on the ring that goes around the light fixture. I had someone to come in and confirm that it was a camera, which I was knowing that it was one somewhere around here. Yeah, so I found it. It's a
okay. So then you got to call HUD, Housing Authorities.
Well, HUD is not answering the phone, and I'm living in one of Lutheran Social Services, housing apartments, and it's some people, in this building. They have a lot going on that shouldn't be going on. They're like controlling this unit, just one apartment area. So yeah, so I'm gonna.
Well, HUD. First of all, you want to make a note. You want to, even if they ain't answering the phone, they ain't got to answer the phone. You got to send an email to HUD. You got to make sure you leave a paper trail. I would record it. I would definitely do a video documentary of where it came from, and I would definitely report it to the police. I would make a police record.
Yeah, because they're in the bathroom light fixture as well as in the bedroom.
Because that's an invasion of privacy.
Yeah, that's what I know. So I was wondering, what to do about it.
Also,
get a lawyer.
Well, it depends who they gonna sue. I mean, if it's where is it coming from? You would think that, okay, if it's just you with access and the landlord with access, and if you didn't do it, you would assume that the landlord had done it, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you make a criminal complaint on the unit and have it investigated. You got to create a paper trail. And also, you want to leave a email detailed letter with video to HUD, the housing authorities.
Okay.
That's the start, because any lawyer they want, you got to do a lot of paperwork to documentation, and it's got to be somebody to say that, okay, this person potentially did this. Now, if it's just out of thin air, which, we think that, okay, if it's something in your unit and there's only 2 people with access to the unit, you would think that the other side may have been responsible. But that got to be looked into, and that got to be investigated by the housing authorities. I would also call whatever township, the city. I would the alderman in that area. I would make note to them, and try to leave a broad paper trail. So if they can investigate it and find out that it's the landlord, then you can get an attorney.
Yeah, but I believe it's the people upstairs, because they are invading in these units around here quite often, doing stuff. So, yep. So I was trying to get you to come check it out. That's why I kept calling, leaving you my number. But
did you leave your number with who?
I left it with Benjamin, and then I left it with.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go back here, and I'm gonna go back here and get. I didn't get it, so I'm gonna go back here and see if it's back there. When did you leave it?
Yesterday.
Okay. Well, Zach, DJ Brother Z had to go to the game yesterday, so he left the show early.
It wasn't Z. It wasn't Z. It was the other guy.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
With you.
We'll figure it out. I'll get it. I'll call you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye. All right. Senator Lena Taylor, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth. How you doing, Queen?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Hey, it's Milwaukee. We
that part.
We having that talk. Hey, we gotta have that talk.
That part. Yes, it's always a talk to be had. That woman's situation was a little concerning.
Right.
A lot of concerning. And so the first thing I wanted to do was say that she should definitely talk to management and document who she talked to, so that she can document that she, quote unquote, told them and what their response is. But there is a department called DADCAP, Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection.
Oh, okay.
They deal with landlord-tenant stuff at the state level, but there should also be like a housing. It would be great if there was a department that dealt with, tenant issues at the city, right? But I'm not aware of one. I'm assuming it's in Milwaukee, and I made that assumption, and I shouldn't do that. So I'm assuming it's in Milwaukee. But if it is, I totally agree with what you said about calling her alderperson. To be able to articulate it, and even if she didn't do a video, she could take a picture.
Right.
If the cameras are still there, for sure, or a picture of the cameras that were removed. Because I guess the other thing is to confirm, like whoever she had that she said confirmed that they were cameras. She may want to also make sure that she has them put it in writing, and potentially like as an affidavit,
yes.
Because then it's like notarized and it's able to be used in court, even if the person, right, isn't available. So, but because it's definitely not, especially she mentioned a bedroom, but it's not appropriate for someone other than the person who is occupying the unit to put up cameras, especially in areas that would provide for, as you stated, a lack of privacy.
Right.
That required an immediate phone call.
Shouldn't she file a police report too? Because that kind of seems like something that's a concern and criminal almost.
Agreed. It would be criminal. And so I agree with all of the other stuff. I just wanted to say, probably instead of HUD, I would say the to everything else you said, spot on.
Okay.
To the Department of Trade and Consumer Protection, though, is the department, I would say, at the state level. And the alderperson can direct them to, if there is a department at the city, but I'm under the impression that there is not. And that's right, the group that came behind you and then came behind me that's doing the work in the city properties. On the problems that
Common Ground,
the seniors and the people with disabilities. Yes. Thank you. Common Ground. Mm-hmm. And so that's really serious. She needs to understand that's really serious. And so my hope and my prayer is that it is not a camera and that people were able to get images from it and that it maybe look like it, but really ain't. That's what my hope is.
Right.
But,
you never know nowadays.
Exactly. That's my point.
You just never know.
Point. So I'm like, try all of those things, ma'am, because that is definitely a concern. And and I know it's going to be difficult to cover up something that's on your light because your light is is your light for the room. So trying to cover that up could be a problem. But don't just accept that. Don't just accept that and do whatever. You got to make some steps. You got to be engaged in those steps that can get some results and accountability because you noticed it, but what if it is cameras, and if they're in other units? That's not fair, and those other people might not have been as Inspector Gadget as you were to find, find it. So thank God that you did. You may be saving a bunch of people from something. Yeah, it is.
It's 2023, and I'd be like, hey, y'all, it's when you thought you done seen it all, it's coming. It keeps coming.
Yeah, and the cameras can be so small they can be like a tip of a pen, kind of,
these new cameras. Really, oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah, they can be a lot. And then last thing I wanted to just share is the reckless driving piece that you were speaking about. It's if you have a I want to say I don't have the bill in front of me, but I'm of the impression that it is reckless driving if you have a prior reckless driving fine or offense that is not taken care of.
So you saying that the ticket got to be a previous reckless driving offense?
Your previous, you got to, if you get stopped for a reckless driving ticket and you then had a reckless driving ticket and you haven't taken care of it, all of the above can, all of those things, then that's what can happen.
Yeah, because it says ticket. If you have a ticket, so it didn't say what kind of ticket.
Yeah, I thought that in the beginning it speaks about if you had a prior reckless driving and you get stopped for reckless driving and that kind of thing. But that's because they're able to impound the people. Because I remember asking in committee, they're able to impound the people who have had this problem before, of reckless driving. That's the goal. The goal is you reckless driving and you did this before.
Of course, yeah. You. Yeah, and the thing is, how did that work? How did that work with the young people because I seen a group of young people out the other day and they
it ain't just young people reckless driving.
No, I'm talking about the young
reckless driving.
No. I'm asking a specific question. Okay. What happens with the younger generation do they go to the juvenile detention center or when they're in these
just because a car gets towed and you get a ticket doesn't necessarily mean you get quote unquote taken into custody.
Okay.
So that's a good question. Like sometimes, people haven't had their car registered and they might have got a ticket for speeding or something. They walk in, they ain't necessarily taken into custody, but they ain't driving away. I think that's the distinct difference. So
these are not just any tickets. These are tickets that are from prior reckless driving fines. Like if you get a prior reckless driving fine, if you pay the fine, do they still take the car or is it just a fine?
Right. It ain't just you got a fine or you got a ticket. You got a prior reckless driving and you get stopped for reckless driving. You ain't going, you and that car about to separate. Y'all finna divorce at that moment.
All right. Well, thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate
No worries. It definitely was an issue. I'll tell you one other thing about the bill that dealt with doubling the fines on reckless driving. Some people were really alarmed that it's doubling the fines, but when you go and you look and you see that the fine was $25 to $300 and it got changed, to $25 to $600, it may not seem as drastic as it sounds, right? The fine's been doubled. And a court still has the discretion on how much they give someone for the ticket. The last thing is there is a surcharge that has been created, and it is called a driver's license. No, I'm sorry. It's called driver's improvement surcharge. And another one is 2 surcharges. But anyway,
okay.
The problem with the surcharge for me, and I tried to get it changed, and I'm hoping that we're going to be able to follow up with a bill to do it because they would not, Donovan didn't want the bill amended when we could have. But I want the surcharge, which comes to about, for both of the surcharges, about $500, per person that they could have to pay, right, in surcharges.
Wow.
Those surcharges go to several things, and the last 2 things they go to is like driver's education and victims.
Okay. Oh, wow. Families.
Victim services. So those are the last 2 things.
That's what's up.
At the least, those should be the first 2 things. The other stuff is like the OWI stuff. So I think that part needs to change, and that the money doesn't go to all that other stuff. It goes directly to driver, education, and at the very most, outside of that, victim services. I really think I just wanted it to go to driver's education so that we can help to address driver's education throughout the state.
Can I ask you a question?
One last thing.
I got a question for you.
I promise I'll let you answer. It's like $4.7 million that they collected last year on reckless driving tickets.
Okay.
And those surcharges.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right, I got one last question, but I might have to call you to come in on this housing authority issue with Mitchell courts and these residents, and with the housing authority, and they're asking for the housing authority to become under investigation. I want to bring you in and kind of talk about that.
I would love to, because I posted on Facebook that I was glad to see that Common Ground was getting media and and bringing the attention. But I reminded people that this is stuff since, I feel like it was like since 2017, 18.
Yeah, I've been dealing with these folks for a long time, right?
Exactly, because I said first Tory started the issue, and I joined him in what he was doing, because you pulled in the housing authority, you did the meeting, you brought in different folks. I remember you did the live on
the bed
on Facebook on the meeting. You know what I'm saying? And so then I did follow up. I even did meetings.
I think you had got somebody from Atlanta to call me about it.
And when you get done, wasn't nobody trying to hear what we were saying. Everybody was protecting Barrett, it felt like. Ain't nobody had nothing to say. And now I'm so glad the Common Ground is on they booties, because they deserve to have somebody on them. Because in the end, people deserve to be able to not live with bed bugs and roaches and mice and so on and so forth.
And being handled rough by the management.
That part. And so the piece that I'm going to say is, I believe that we need, where some people just want to, poo-poo on landlords and all landlords and, and people that addict and so on and so forth. I believe that landlords have responsibilities, and so do tenants, and in the end, nobody should be living in conditions that, that's crazy.
We got to run the break, Lena. We got to go to break. I'm going to get you in here. I need you to get in here ASAP. Right. I'm going to try to set it up soon, like next week sometime. Let's get in here and let's talk about that.
Well, that sounds good. I look forward to it. Talk to you soon.
All right,
okay, now.
All right. It's about that time.
One call, that's all.
Hey, look, now it's your chance to be entered in to win our One Call, That's All 5K giveaway. That's right. Be entered in to win $5,000. Be caller number 10 right now. Be entered in to win our Gruber Law Offices 5K giveaway. And if you or a loved one are injured in an accident, give Gruber Law Offices a call now. One call, that's all. Be caller number 10 right now and be registered to win. For official contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com. Call now, 833-212-1017.
Don't touch that dial. The Tori Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Melanie Ricks, and I am Milwaukee. I love Milwaukee so much. I love how rich the city is in history, and I love how rich we are in the moment. I think that every day there's something new that our city accomplishes, but it's important that we keep remembering that it takes a village to be great, and I know that we can be great as long as we all stick together. So why not stick together and join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations, where you can speak your truth. We are the new 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Hey, this is Steve Scafidi for Educators Credit Union. Being a parent can be busy. We all know that. Mind and Money from Educators Credit Union provides an easy way for parents to pay allowance, assign chores, and teach financial lessons all from their phones or computer with no monthly fees. Children and teens can even receive their own debit card, and parents can set limits and track spending. It's a win-win and just another great perk of being a member. Learn more at ecu.com, federally insured by NCUA.
Why? Why take a chance? Why risk a mistake? Why say something? We all have reasons why we choose to ignore the things that give us pause, that seem out of place, that don't feel right. The word why can either paralyze us or empower us to stand up and protect what we love. So if you see something, why do you say something?
I see safe for my family.
I see safe for my friends.
I see say for my students. We see say for each other.
I see say because all of this matters.
We all have something worth protecting, a why that unifies this community we're all a part of. So protect your everyday. Report suspicious activity to local authorities. If you see something, say something.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. But prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Shout out to Sparkle. Hold it down for the 262 down in Race. Your boy BJ loves it.
Big, man, I'm
She's big pressure.
Big pressure, big drip, big flossy. Big chains, don't ask what it costs me. Big hair, big nails, big saucy. Shout out to Khalees, cause I'm feeling bossy. Big pressure, big drip, big flossy. Big chains, don't ask.
Congratulations to Chris. If you want to be entered in the win our One Call That's All 5K giveaway, stay listening to 1017 The Truth for official contest rules. Visit 1017thetruth.com. And if you or a loved one are injured in an accident, give group of officers a call. One call, that's all. Hey, salute to Chris. Kim, you on the new 1017 The Truth, tap in.
Yeah, I'll be real quick. Lena just took everything I was going to say. Fantastic. I was going to say the lady should take a picture, and if she has an electrician come in, I'm going to tell you something. Them cameras might have been there for a long time. Depends on how long she's been there. There's a lot of people who do electrical and work for the building. and they'll put stuff in there. Those are perverts. They have them in hotels now, too, where people are peeping in and watching you, okay? So they put those cameras in there, and it's kind of suspicious. That person put them in every room, as she said. I believe what she said, because we were at a hotel one time, and they was telling us how to check for bugs. We didn't have none in ours, but we call the camera a bug. But I would just call the building inspection. City of Milwaukee building inspection does come out, okay? So I would call them, make a police report out, and see what they can see also, and get an electrician to come in there, somebody that can easily tell what was going on with it. Somebody's got a license that can and say something. But I would take it out of there. If I have to go get me a lamp and plug it in and don't use those lights anymore, okay? It's not the lights. You just got to take it out, period. Okay? Take it out, period. I'm a landlord myself. So I would call the building inspection. You can get your alderman on the phone and have them have that building checked. We call your building inspector, take a picture like they said, but I'm pulling it out. I don't care what kind of proof. No one's going to keep watching me for years. Take a shower, go to bed, watch what I'm doing throughout my house. Somebody's sitting there watching that on a regular basis, and I bet that's not the only unit.
Hey, look, I'm going to tell you this, it's a lot that we're dealing with in our communities, and when somebody makes sure that when they talk about these things, we got to hear them. We can't ignore it, and definitely going to give her a call after I'm going to probably get the number from the producer and make sure I can kind of see what's happening myself. All right, but you can tune in to the afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris for his financial empowerment interview with Northwestern Mutual on Wednesday, April 12th at 4 p.m. Dr. Ken Harris will be joined by Northwestern Mutual financial advisors Erica Wright, J.B. Bell, where they will discuss financial terms everyone should know. If you have any financial questions, be sure to call in at 833-212-1017 for free advice on Wednesday, April 12th at 4 p.m. on The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. Hey, when we come back, we'll be joined on the lines by Justice Wisconsin advocate and author Elizabeth Brown. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Fred, why choose Erie Insurance?
The passion that we put around your personal development and your growth. We pay for you to go to college.
Wait. What?
Yes, we will help pay for you to go to college. So you get your foot in the door with us, we will help advance your career.
Okay.
We will help you get the designations, like I mentioned. It's even easier. Now I'm doing it from the outset with our diverse communities to help them get these designations and licenses before you even show up inside the doors of Erie Insurance.
Visit erieinsurance.com for more information.
This is your Financial Empowerment Minute on the new 101.7 The Truth, presented by Northwestern Mutual.
You know how it is. In the financial world, same way within the sales or whatever, there's always this idea that this is a one-time offer. If you do this today,
right,
then, your whole... These sales will always come back. These things will always come back, opportunities. It's really important to try not to make financial decisions if you can the same day. Talk to some people that you respect, you care, you have high regard for. I think just not doing things the same day is important. It's so important you try to have at least a couple times in a month that you sit and think through your bills, okay, and where you're going. And another little small mindset hack that can work with this is to, before you make purchases, is this in line with my commitments?
Right.
But the question is, what are your commitments today? Well, same thing when you're purchasing things, right? How is this decision going to be in line with my overall commitments or goals? It's just a little simple mind hack you can also do.
Tune into The Truth every month for our financial empowerment interviews with Northwestern Mutual.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips that you plan in advance, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends for which you make a group chat 3 months before so that nobody or anything is missing? Or your daughter's first birthday party. You planned it with such dedication that instead of the first, it felt like our 15's. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Ready for our little forest adventure?
Yes!
There's a forest closer than you think. Find a park or forest near you and music inspired by nature. DiscoverTheForest.org. Brought to you by USDA Forest Service and the Ad Council.
The Bloomberg Black Business Beat is presented by Erie Insurance, providing the protection you need and the service you expect, all at a great price.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Investors are always looking for the next big thing, and right now, it's AI. Big companies like Google and Microsoft are fighting for a foothold in the space, and venture capital firms are searching for new companies that might end up leading the pack. But going all in on a new idea can be risky. So how do venture capital firms make sure they don't put all their eggs in the wrong basket? Alda Lou Dennis is general partner at Initialize Capital, and she told Bloomberg that having diverse voices in leadership is key.
There's a certain attraction that some people who are more interested in certain sectors, more interested in the hot, shiny object, will be attracted to. Meanwhile, they may ignore a very large sector such as family tech, for example. That is a huge market that impacts billions and billions of lives.
Whether you're a big venture capital firm trying to make sure your portfolio is diverse or a small business looking to attract as many customers as possible, having voices from different backgrounds can help make sure that you don't miss any opportunities. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner. I'm the Black Business Beat.
It's the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Do you know what it is, Truth Nation?
Let's wild out.
It's Hometown Thursdays. Hosted by your boy Benjamin. Shut up, PBG the Prince. It's time to wild out.
We don't need no time out.
Hometown Thursdays.
On the sheets we hide out. She hate it when I slide out.
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm loving the way that I'm arching it back while I'm giving you all of these strong.
1017 The Truth, Tori Lowe Show. Joining me on the lines is Justice Wisconsin advocate and author Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Hey, salute.
Hey, the lines got busy.
I see. But again, that's a beautiful thing. That means we tapped in. So salute to Truth Nation.
Now,
being tapped in.
I mean, it's so many things that when we talk about what's going on in our city with reckless driving, the housing authorities, opioid situations. I mean, we just got to make sure that we're keeping up with what's happening. But like I said, we also got to get active as well.
We definitely got to get active, and we have to make sure that the individuals that are holding us accountable, that are putting these laws together, that they are being held accountable as well. Again, the streets that we're paying to park on in front of our houses, especially homeowners, we need a lawsuit, because the money that we're paying supposed to keep the streets straight and keep the street lights on. We're not having neither one of those. Okay, I just had a flat yesterday from hitting a pothole on Fond du Lac. So again, it's like, we have to make sure that everybody is being held accountable and that everybody is active, because the city of Milwaukee and these so-called elected officials not doing their damn job outside of putting their hands everywhere else and making all of these other things when the basic necessities are not being met. Meaning housing, meaning the streets, meaning the lights that's supposed to be on in neighborhoods that they know is so-called high crime areas. Things like the elderly not having the proper things that they need, and these name brand individuals taking advantage of the elderly. If we can't protect our children, we can't protect our elderly, and then you have individuals 50 years old overdosing on drugs. We're talking about an addictions. These are supposed to be the individuals that's leading the youth, being the example. I mean, we're crashing at all ends. The individuals that are supposed to be setting the examples right now, we're losing them to addiction.
Wow.
And then we have the children with no guidance And when we do talk to them, we talking at them and talking about them and talking down on them. Again, the whole house is burning right now. We need some structure. And for those of us that are willing to get out here and do the work, we don't need individuals who ain't done nothing running their mouth. Shut your mouth and put boots on the ground and get something done. We need action. If you ain't done nothing, don't say nothing. If you talking, you also need to be working. And it's time for us as a community to hold ourselves accountable and the individuals that we continue to vote into these seats. And not by overlooking certain things. It's a reality check time. It's not going to get no better. Because when this Fed Now thing roll out in July, that's, again, taxation without representation on steroids.
Hey, look, Queen, hey, look, it's so many things. I think tomorrow I'm going to try to break down this Fed Now concept with the digital market. But when we come back, I want to get your final thoughts, Elizabeth Brown, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris, and the time is now, Milwaukee. You know, perspective is essential. What I found is the news behind the news is more important. I want you to leave my show with a sense of knowing what was missing that adds depth to the conversation. Tune in Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. on the new 1017 The Truth app, or 1017thetruth.com.
Excited for a road trip? Start it off right with auto coverage from American Family Insurance. J.D. Power ranked us #1 in customer satisfaction with the auto insurance shopping experience among mid-size insurers. Get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
For J.D. Power 2021 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Tory Lowe with his truth.
The family of Breon Green, who died in the Milwaukee County Jail, demands transparency from the sheriff's office. In June, Green was taken to jail by the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office from the lakefront shortly before 6 p.m., and by 7:21 p.m., Green was found dead. Family members are demanding the release of the video footage showing what happened to Green after his arrest. The mother said the footage hasn't been provided to the family or their lawyers. In the situation of Joel Acevedo, a judge has ruled video footage showing the death of Joel at the hands of Milwaukee police officer Michael Mattioli could be released. However, images of the former officer will be blurred to protect his rights to a fair trial, and this was done by Milwaukee Circuit Court Judge William Pokin. Acevedo, 25, died April 25th, 2020, 6 days after being held in a rear-naked chokehold for 11 minutes and 20 seconds. He was at a party at Mattioli's home when he reportedly got into a situation that led to the strangling. Both of these families want transparency. I say, let them see the videos. Justice for Joel Acevedo, justice for Breon Green, and we will continue to fight for transparency for these families.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Tory Lowe Show weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
And now I'm here, and you're sitting there cold stairs, wishing you was here. When back then I'll be right there, but I had a little treat myself bad, cause you never could've.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Joining me on the lines, Elizabeth Brown. Let me get your final thoughts on the show today, Queen. It was a lot. We was trying to pack in a lot today.
Hey, again, every day is going to be a lot to unpack. But again, we can do it. All we got is time. Again, we didn't get here overnight. We not going to get over it overnight. But again, each day that we take the time to recognize, to listen, to put in the work is change. We're becoming what it is that we stated we wanted. And again, this is how we lead by example. So salute to you. Salute to Truth Nation. Again, it's time for us to make sure that the individuals that we put in place or that's in place that have the label that's getting the monies to do the damn job to make sure they're doing their damn job.
I agree.
And with that being said, again, it's go time. We don't have no time to waste.
Man, hey, I need Willie Hines to come on the Tory Lowe Show, too, to explain what's going on with this Milwaukee Housing Authority because he used to be an alderman here in the city of Milwaukee, and he's working for the Housing Authority. So we want an understanding of, what his position is and what's going on over there with these elders.
Real talk, especially because he's an elder. Hell, you wouldn't want, again, people need to understand that what's happening to these elders, you're on your way to be an elder. What you done allowed to others will be done to you. But it's time to apply pressure at all ends. Anything fold, it's time to get rid of it. We have no time to waste. Ain't no room for mistakes right now.
Hey, look, Queen, I appreciate you for being on these front lines. And we got a lot of work to do as usual,
one love,
Queen.
Ken.
All right.
Let's get it.
All right, DJ Brother Z.
All right, turn it up for one. Let's get it.
All right, Truth Nation. Thank you for tapping in. Join me tomorrow for another powerful conversation. Dr. Ken Harris up next.
Have you ever had the feeling that you was being had? Don't that that make you mad? They treat you like a slave, put chains all on your soul and put whips up on your back. They be lying through their teeth, hope you slip up off your path.
We didn't know what to expect. We were just left in a hotel.
My mom was doing drugs in the house.
Tay and Brianna spent years of their childhood in homes that weren't safe. They were placed in foster care and longed for a permanent, loving home.
I didn't know what my future was.
I wouldn't speak to anyone. I was afraid of everything.
With help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, Brianna and Tay were adopted and now feel excited about their futures.
I'm studying to be a chef, and I really want to travel the world.
I'm going to be a mechanic, and I can focus on my career.
Right now, in the United States, there are more than 100,000 children in foster care, just like Brianna and Tay, who need a family now. Learn how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
Pollution from trucks is a public health crisis. Diesel-burning trucks belch dangerous levels of pollution, and communities living near ports and along freight corridors breathe especially high levels of this dirty air. But this crisis has a solution. My name is Sasan Sadat, and I work for Earth Justice. I'm working to clean up our air quality, particularly for communities that bear the burden of diesel pollution. For the sake of our lungs, our health, and our climate, the future of trucking in this country has got to be zero emissions. Until then, I will never rest.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Earth Justice is fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. If clean air matters to you, visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank. Your money works here. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melanie Ricks with your news update. A 39-year-old man is dead after the driver of a stolen vehicle fled a traffic stop and crashed into another car shortly after. Police said that shortly after 12:30 a.m. on Tuesday, officers tried pulling over a vehicle near South 27th Street and West Forest Home Avenue on Milwaukee's South Side. The driver of that car did not stop and fled instead, police said. Officers did not initiate a pursuit, but the fleeing car crashed into another vehicle 3 blocks away at the intersection of South 27th Street and West Lincoln Avenue. The victim was transported to a hospital but died of his injuries late Tuesday. The driver of the fleeing vehicle, a 28-year-old man, was arrested after a brief foot chase. Charges are pending with the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office said that 2 deputies were injured at Mitchell International Airport on Wednesday morning while trying to arrest a suspect. The Sheriff's Office said that deputies were called to the Avis rental facility around 3:50 a.m. for reports of an attempted vehicle theft. Deputies initiated a pursuit, and after a brief struggle and a taser deployment, the suspect was arrested. 2 deputies sustained non-life-threatening injuries during the struggle, and 1 had to be transported to the hospital. Authorities with the Milwaukee Police Department announced that a homicide investigation has been launched after a woman's remains were discovered at a home in the Lindsay Heights neighborhood on Tuesday morning. Up to this point in the process, details are limited as Milwaukee homicide investigators recover evidence and confer internally to learn more about the situation. However, authorities did confirm that they were alerted that a body was located in a home on the 2400 block of North 18th Street at around 10:46 a.m. on Tuesday, April 4th. The only identifying details announced are that the victim was a woman and she suffered injuries which were fatal in nature. No further details have been made public, but the Milwaukee Police Department is asking that anyone with information about this crime reach out to them immediately. You can do so by calling the Milwaukee Police Department at 414-935-7360. To remain anonymous, you can submit a tip by contacting Crime Stoppers at either 414-224-TIPS, or you can use the P3 Tips app. This was the news update on 1017 The Truth. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next here on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you,